show production, cue the show production. We should be live now. You can cue the show when you're ready, production.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack, and you may find yourself in another part of the world, and you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile, and you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, letting the water hold me down, letting the days go by, water flowing underground, into the blue again, after the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife.
Who fancies himself as a rapper, but is also a member of a gang. There's been an ongoing conflict between his gang and another. He was live streaming his travels through the city, and he was found.
Same as it ever was. 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 Same as it ever was.
He fancies himself as a rapper, but is also a member of a gang. There's been an ongoing conflict between his gang and another.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Yeah. Terrible.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. You may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile.
Like, share, subscribe. We are live. Post it to Twitter, Facebook. Let's get her done.
OG on the bass, nigga.
What are you looking at, slave? Poets tend to bear all, to expose all. At least the dope ones do. Rest up, my boy.
12 pigs with lipstick. First prize badge for the fattest 12 dipshits. In cute little blue SS uniforms. Sad, chicken little. Livers and gizzards so brittle. Pigs to slaughter. Lambs of the creation. Pigs blowing 7 horns of 7 nations. 12 unicorns added 1 giant leap just for reverberation. I got a feeling. I got a feeling. Yes. What? I got a feeling that swine ain't healthy or appealing. I got a feeling that soon the kings will rise and start doing the kneeling. I got that feeling. 12. we didn't cover that you would like to cover?
Brothers, this has been an expansive conversation. I probably have not had this type of conversation. I mean, I'm drinking my Glenlivet, so that's a good start. But so that's usually a good starter pack for actually creating this type of conversation. But normally I don't get to share as much as we've shared. So I definitely appreciate it. I mean, of course, there's 45 years of life to tell you about. So there's definitely things that we did not cover, but they're just those are for part 2 of the joint. But again, I appreciate you guys, man.
Like, share, subscribe. We are live. We start in 1 minute.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
You on my frequency, you vibrating love, son. Are you bigger than your excuse? You being lazy and not challenging yourself, son. You're wasting your life away. You're losing to white supremacy. Yeah, well, doesn't have to be so.
Cue the music. Yes, sir. Self love. Vision. Yeah, buddy. Where you from? You must not be from here. He must not be from around here.
I'm just a kid from Chicago. Where you from, brother? You different from me. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Oh, wow, I'm just a kid from Chicago.
Have you been around the world, people? Tell someone you're from Chicago. They ask you if you were folks or a vice lord. Maybe it's just me. Big ups, big ups, big ups. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Chi-Town's very own, the Self Love Show, where our motto is, on earth as it is in heaven, as above, so below. We can be found, Malcolm, exclusively.
You need to have real dreams, Malcolm. Palatable dreams. Maybe you can be a janitor or something. Something realistic, Malcolm. You can't save a nation, Malcolm.
So we can be found, Malcolm, exclusively right here on your YouTube channel. This ain't that network. This ain't Ms. NBC. This ain't fake news CNN. Oh, it's fake. CNN is fake. It was fake before Donald Trump said it was fake. And if you don't realize CNN is fake, Merry Christmas. Santa Claus is gonna shimmy down your chimney that you don't even have. So Merry Christmas. But if you're looking for that, this ain't that, because this is TATN. This ain't that network. TATN. Yeah. All that time I thought those was pieces. One of the young ones online, Delph Love, told me that those are braces now. So those are functional grills. All right, big ups. That's smart. All right, so this is your co-host, 9 Million, in case you don't know. And I'm also known as Self. And I'm just a kid from Chicago. What down, Chi-Town, what down. Special what down to the south side, but what down, big ups. Y'all repeat after me. I am stronger than my excuse. You didn't do it. This mantra runs through my head all day when I'm on some lazy shit. I am stronger than my excuse. So you're the one that created your excuse. I am stronger than my excuse. Today, because we live, and big ups to Scooter chose. Today is 420. 2021, 420. And we're going to get into the origin of 420. Want to acknowledge that you could be any place in the universe, and thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Here together. What down, wordsmith, what you manifesting today, Delph Love?
Love, bro. You already know, so love. What you manifesting?
Man, Nope. Pure, unfettered, unfiltered, magnanimous. The greatest love of all, bro. Love, G. Appreciate you asking, man. Hey, what's the weather doing over there in the windy, sir?
Man, we had a great surprise today.
Oh, yeah?
No, snow.
What do you mean, snow? Like cocaine?
No, I mean like the icy substance that, falls from the sky.
You're talking about snow.
At the end of April. Damn near the end of April. It's supposedly tomorrow again. I mean, it didn't stick,
Yes, sir.
But it was quite an experience walking out and being like, what the hell is going on?
Man. Hey, and Noop, stay right here. We're going to just run through the announcements real quick. 420, we got Dr. Coney, Dr. Joseph Coney, a Lindblom grad. I've been pronouncing it wrong, so I've been saying Lindblom.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Lindblom, but I thought it was Lindblom, if you want to be magnanimous about it. But he's a Lindblom grad. He's right there from the south side, and he's a world-class doctor out there saving lives, surgeon.
Oh, absolutely.
Big ups. So we're going to have him sitting with us tomorrow, and a Yoda that Noop. Also, we're pushing that mouthpiece included. It's a great 1 hour live segment, mouthpiece included. That's where we talk politics. Yeah. That's sports and politics. It's varying silverbacks from week to week. And yeah, they haven't been biting their tongue, huh, Self Love?
It's a great show.
Man.
Great show.
Hey, and this week we got the topic is going to be NFL draft scouting combine. Or big slavery, right? These student athletes, is that what you call them? Student athletes? Or are they slaves? All right, so anyway, also TATN history. We've been pushing that. So the history channel on this network is coming around the corner. I see truth around the corner.
Wee.
Man, that, right, Self? That's going to be some right knowledge for y'all. And, we all just put our hands together and pray that the Baphomet at YouTube doesn't shut us off. But we're going to have at it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know we've been talking these T-shirts. T-shirts are to come. All right. T-shirts are to come. We're working on them. Struggle's real out here. Struggle's real. Oh, and Self, I'll open up the trophy later. The trophy came in for Raj. Yeah, I've been meaning to open this up last week. And the big announcement, we're at 300 subs, actually 301. So
Woo, woo. It's
man,
going down in the
Hey,
town.
well, hey, listen.
Gonna the
One thing about-
regression.
Say that again, brother.
The regression is pressing. It's coming up, and I'm so looking forward to it.
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing it happen. You know, and one thing I would say about the Black community, you know, let's celebrate our highs. All right. It's good to get together and complain and sulk, but the key to life is enjoying it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Good,
you
the
put
bad, and the ugly.
facts. And when you put your head in the ground and, you know, I mean, you know, some people say, hey, they're celebrating 300 subscribers. You're damn right we are. Because we can't celebrate 3,000 subscribers if we don't what?
Have 300.
Hey, this is a thought
Shit.
experiment. We sat here right here with about 40 subscribers and we told the world we're going to get up to 10,000 and we don't know what's going to happen after that, right? So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So this process is in the move. But tonight's show, yeah. Can you be down? And we're not going to answer it self-love. I'm just postulating it for you. But the question of tonight's show, the topic is, can one be down residing outside the Black community? I'd say a couple down ones. Minister Louis H. Farrakhan, big ups. He doesn't live in the Black community. I would venture to say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad before him probably didn't either, but that don't quote me on. But, you know, can you be... What's that?
Lived, the house right next door to Farrakhan's was Elijah Muhammad's.
Do they still own both of those properties or just the one? Do you know?
I don't know. But they've done a whole lot of the exterior work on the house next door. This within this past year, a whole lot. They redid all of it.
Well, that area, you gotta, you know, you can buy those houses relatively, I don't want to say cheap, but relatively cheap, but because it's going to take so much money to restore them. You know, it's a historical thing. So you're not just getting every Tom, Dick, and Harry to go in there and throw materials. Nah. Those are done by architects of historical value. And, you know, the city has those coded. So can you be down if you reside outside of the Black community? You know, so we're going to pose certain questions like that. Also, we're going to go into 420. What is it? Where did it come from? And why? So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to look at the genesis of segregation, where that all started and why. We're going to talk about the birth of white flight, yeah? And then plans to rebuild our community. What is our community? What is a Black community? Is there such thing as Black flight? Can you be down outside of the urban Chi-Town? So that's kind of what we got in store for the Self Love Nation. So if you're out there and you want to chime in, we want to hear from you. This is interactive. So if you have any questions, concerns, by all means, type it in the chat. And then also we're going to have our phone lines open very shortly. And that number is 424-900-6945. That number is going to be control free. And Self, how much does it cost for them to subscribe?
To subscribe to our beautiful station costs you exactly free 99, not one single dime. And we need you to subscribe and share far and wide, because we are growing this organically. No fakeness, no fake views, no fake bots, organically. And we need your help. We greatly appreciate it. And we have a little bit of housekeeping, but before that, didn't get one today.
No, I didn't. You know what? I got one though, Self. I got one I want to share with you. The quote of the day. This is an African proverb, Noob, and it says, and I want everybody to marinate on this. No thing is poison. Everything is poison.
African proverb.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take care of a little housekeeping, and then we got two very important videos that I need you to pay close attention to. They are the foundation of our nation that we're building. And they're coming up very shortly. Didn't mean to do that. And here it goes with production.
And let's share this link and get them in here, please. Big ups for production. Big ups.
Please.
Tell you what, till you put on somebody else's shoes, you know what I mean? You get your nice big glass of what?
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show.
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Silverback Moor Growth and Development Platform. Number one, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number two, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And three, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Somebody's gonna close the gap. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, work. Our ancestors working. I venture to say our generation fell asleep at the wheel a bit, but it's all good. We in here now. Big ups to Derek Chauvin, squeezing the life out of that king. And you can't squeeze life out of nothing you didn't give life to, but squeezing the life out of that king, and rest in peace to Brother Floyd. You know, we're turning lemons into lemonades here. So that cat, Chauvin, he'll go down in the annals. Can you say anal? He'll go down in the annals of history as a cat who, you know, you had Pat Robertson out there talking about that. So Pat KK, what? Pat Robertson was saying, like, man, they making the block hot. Pat Robertson denounced him, denounced that Karen with the, you know, taser. Pat Robertson, bro.
Wow.
And mentioned the public. He said that it was like us talking. It was like he's watching our show. The public relations, like, come on, bro. Like, come on, self. You've been in any organization, whether it's a fraternity, whether it's a gang, so-called, quote, end quote, right? You know, social organization, right? Whatever it is, corporation, team, sports team. Everybody knows when, wait a minute, this is a public relations disaster, right? The block is hot.
Yeah,
I don't care. Yes, I don't care what they did. The block is hot. It's costing us too much money. This can't happen over here right now anymore. You had Pat Robertson, Self, who's about there, but big ups to him.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought he would speak out on anything of that sort.
It's bro, come on. The whole nation. I'll tell you what's going on. Big Russia and Big China, they know, and they've been saying for years that if the so-called black man in this nation rises up, then, they could topple America. And then the question becomes, do we want Big China or Big Russia in charge? Right. There's nothing in it for us. You know what I mean? Absolutely nothing. But that's my theory. It's just one of my overriding theories. And you see they got Donald Trump. He's been awfully quiet.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not listening to him anyway,
Well, he might be facing charges, and I wish they hadn't cut his Twitter stream off.
Man.
Let him hang himself.
Because he will.
But, bro, I've been ramming, but big ups to the Kobe show. Kobe Robinson.
Yeah, that was a fantastic show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you guys missed Wednesday's show, we would definitely suggest that you guys go into it. We were really covering Silverdale. Send the word, Silverdale. Cause these silverbacks are coming. These silverbacks are coming. Make it as corny as possible, boy. And beat the dog. I mean, Self, that's my dream. Have the corniest everything and beat I'm talking East St. Louis Lincoln beating the pants off of people. You know what I mean? 300 straight victories. Nobody was coming in Leo. Y'all lost some games, some neutral courts and on the road here and there, but nobody was coming where?
Into our house. And
nobody. And I'm going to tell you the proof of it. Simeon would never schedule a game at Leo.
Oh, hell no.
Correct. Barely wanted to schedule y'all coming in there at Simeon, did he?
Well, we ended up playing them at
y'all always played
Horizon.
Yes, y'all always played them
Horizon
neutral. And y'all was never scheduled. It always used to piss me off.
Yeah.
Was that coming from Fitz or was that coming from Hambrick, do you think? Rest in peace, Bob Hambrick. Yeah, I think Hambrick too. Yeah. Because he was always trying to recruit those Leo players, and I think he would be mad that some of those players got away. Where were y'all players coming from?
The bigger, there was a guy named Dennis Bonebreak that he was a baseball coach, but for some reason he gathered a bunch of us and we went to play in a basketball tournament at Princeton University.
Wow.
And he when we were in 8th grade, Ray Thompson was on that team.
Yeah, Ray Thompson, he played it. Was that Argo or Thorn Ridge?
He played Argo.
Yeah.
In Iowa.
Yeah, Ray Thompson was a beast, boy. I played against him. I played against him.
Great pitcher too, man. We played Little League together.
Was he older or just big?
Just big. He
was just big. Ray was my age. Yeah. He was cool too, man. He didn't respect Drennan. He showed me love. Hey, but go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Drennan wasn't, he's a little soft around the edges and in the middle.
Yeah, we're not gonna say any last names, and that's not a very uncommon first name. I mean, there's millions of Drennans, right?
Period.
I mean, I could think of one Drennan offhand that I've met in my life. Oh, big ups. Hey, but bro, they're not here for our banter, but I did want to, man, we got to go through this because we got our panel waiting, and big ups to y'all patience. We'll have y'all on in about 3 minutes. But Self, did you hear about the well, I know you heard about the shooting, Adam Toledo, right there in your backyard? Yeah. So and so we queued it up.
I didn't watch any of it, but anything about it, but I did hear about it because
so what we'll do is we'll have production run it, but 1 second, production. When And then what we'll do is after you run it, we won't banter about it. We'll go ahead and introduce our panel and see if they have something to say about this as well. All right.
Okay. That works out.
Yeah. So roll it when you're ready, production.
The video is hard to watch as the moments leading up to the death of 13-year-old Adam Toledo at the hands of a Chicago police officer unfold.
Please stop! Stop! Right.
Somebody was out there.
This morning,
blinking.
Chicago police invited the media to view their edited
you see the
video compilation of the events that led up to the fatal shooting. Reporters were not allowed to ask questions, and our cameras weren't allowed to record.
That's racist.
It starts with a few seconds of security camera video from a nearby church showing the teen walking down the street with a male adult. It happened around 2:30 a.m. during the early morning hours of March 29th in the city's Little Village neighborhood.
Grown
Another
man
surveillance
with a
camera from
13-year-old.
nearby school captures what appears to be the man Adam was with, firing off at least 8 rounds from a gun. A red arrow points to the duo.
Okay, I see what's going
In
on.
the next
so.
clip, you can see and hear the
Pause that,
officer who
production.
shot the teen chasing him down the alley. Video.
It sounds like, okay, you know how the shorties, we all say the shorties are the shooters and they take less time. What Spirit is telling me, if they're saying that the grown man was doing the bus and the grown man is still putting that work in, and then they're giving it to shorty to run off with the stick and then possibly take any charges. Yes. So it's not really these shorties busing all the time, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it seems like that.
Yes.
I heard that dude was like 21. So, he wasn't.
Oh, he's grown.
He's grown. He's grown.
You 21 years old. Were you hanging out with 13-year-olds at 3 in the morning when you were 21, Nope?
No, but when I was 13, I was hanging out with 21-year-olds.
Were they related to you?
Yeah.
So more than likely, that guy might be related, or
I think
somebody.
he is. I think that's what they say. He's related.
Because it don't, go ahead, bro. Production, y'all go ahead and run that because we want to get our panel going.
Video showing Adam stomping near a fence includes a
Rest in
grainy,
peace.
magnified freeze frame. CPD used a red arrow to highlight what appears to be a gun in the teen's right hand.
Hey, show me your head.
When Adam moves his right hand toward the officer fires one shot. The teen falls to the ground. Stills of the scene include
hands is
a
up.
recovered
Yeah,
handgun.
and the gun.
Police
And
officials
you hear the
have very
sign.
little to say about the ongoing investigation, but they do add from the time a gun was seen
His hands is
until
up,
the
and then
time
you
the
pow.
officer
Yes,
fired was just 838 milliseconds, less than 1 second for the incident to turn deadly.
Another federal
And condolences to his family. And we don't want to banter about this. Let's go ahead and get our our panel going. So to the Self Love Nation, everybody in the chat, if we can give an electronic hand signal here. We got Pancake Clark, and also we got Money B in the building. And we have Pancake, also known as Anthony, in the building. He's coming from a perspective. He's someone I've known who's always, for the most part, I've known, he's grown up in the community, quote, end quote, and we're going to unpack what is the Black community. But, and he's always resided there. And then we have Money B here, who I, personally know and have known for an extremely long time, know his wife. And so this is why we have him. And he happens to, live outside of the community. And then we got Self Love. He's a hybrid. He's lived, well, I don't know. That's what we're going to get into. What is our community? We have to get into that. We'll unpack that as well. But first, gentlemen, I'll start with Brother Clark. If there's something you want to say, just to start out, and then we'll throw it to Money B, and we'll just jump right into it.
Well, greetings. I wanna tell you that it's a blessing, truly a blessing, to be amongst y'all at this space and time. As you preference, brother, we traveled together for quite some time. I mean, we've anchored each other and been supports to each other, directly and indirectly for just as long as I can recollect. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. As I expressed to you gentlemen earlier, I like all of us, we're embracing, the cusp of of the redefinition of life as we know it. You know, but most of us have seen this thing coming for quite some time. In practical conversation, I would say to you that, you know, the greater portion of my time, most of my time, you know, is given to those who have given to me their time. You know what I'm saying? So there are wonderful things here in the city, and it's really typical, you know, as we sit here together collectively, so to speak, but it's really typical, you know, that there is no light that's really cast on the beautiful things in our community. They, you know, since we had a TV or you know, or a radio, you know, Vaughn's on 1390 and all that. I'm saying KKC 89.3, and for those that can really go back, T. Chablis on 90.1 that was coming out of Evanston. You know what I'm saying? Since we've really had a conversation, it's always been other than what's really happening with us. So I want to kind of respond to some of the you know, the questions that I saw that will kind of, you know, be presented, you know, and this. I would say
hold off on those questions. Hold off on those questions. Well, just a quick intro, and then Money B, and I appreciate that. We're gonna get into it. Money B, just some quick words you want to say before we jump right into it, and then both of y'all brothers, and about that Adam Toledo shooting, if y'all had some words about that.
Hey, even more recent than that, partner body. But what's happening right now on every frequency with this whole conviction thing, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do you realize, bro, it's 150 National Guard troops about 2 minutes away from where I'm sitting right now?
Yep.
Yeah. And as a former military member, I'm proud. My brother is retired Navy, 20 years, 2 tours. Y'all know Lil Kurt, you know what I'm saying? I served in the Army for several years, honorable discharge, whatever. But to think that I could be standing outside ready to oppose you if you chose to move up the street. I'm sorry, pardon the body, Mr. Money. Let me partake, brother.
No, they're there.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good, brother. Demonstrate. Go ahead, Money B. It's on you, bro.
Man, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be on this stage with you, this platform. You know, you mentioned Adam, the 13-year-old that was murdered. I mean, that's basically what it was. He was murdered with less than a second for an officer to make a decision. You know, you always hear you got to make split second decisions, which I understand, but you could tell both hands were up. You know, at some point when he turned around, he didn't have anything in his hands. So there was no.
And if he was trying to shoot the cop, he wouldn't have been running, you know, for a half mile first. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, exactly. I mean, you know, he knew he was going to get caught, and I think that's why he stopped and tried to ditch the gun and had his hands up.
Correct.
He was fortunate that he found that opening in the fence.
Yep, that view was there, man. That was God. You right, man.
And the gun,
man,
and the gun was it was empty. It was all the way empty. After you shoot the gun all the way, it was stuck open, and there's no way it could have fired.
So we're thinking that the older dude let the stick off, emptied it, and gave it to Shorty to get little with it, right?
Yeah.
And Shorty was finna ditch it. And
right.
My man said he sneaked it too many times.
Right.
He sneaked it too many times. And best believe that officer knew what was happening in Minnesota today, or Minneapolis, excuse me. That officer knew. I mean, they're cognizant of what's happening. Yo, slow down. Think about the lady, 20, 25, 26-year veteran, talking about she confused her weapon with a taser.
Well, wait, listen.
Oh,
now that we're gonna bring y'all back for that's another topic.
Come on, man.
And no. Hey, listen, you 100 with that, but it's my goal and my job to keep us on topic. But that, you know, that we just teased.
Partner body, brother.
Bro, no need to apologize, bro. No need to apologize, man. Because
this is beyond emotion. This is beyond psychiatric constraints. I mean, this stuff that's happening right now with our kids,
facts.
Man. We saw these things coming, though. We saw them coming to fruition 2-3 decades ago.
Yeah, we did.
And when we were children, our elders knew that these days would come.
Yes.
The conversation changed. They are so cynical that they took
Yes.
ours and they made it their own, bro.
Well,
and so now
we used to have.
I'm sorry.
We used to have these conversations.
Yeah, I told y'all.
Hey, we used to have these conversations back in the day, but let me spin it off. We're gonna start it out with Cake. Define what is the Black community and where is that located?
I'm glad you asked that question. So, what I got here, man? The Black community is our collective. It's not something that is here right now. It is the total diaspora of the melanated experience, the energy that we possess. So here I go. I can't see you no more. What happened?
You got to close up. Yes, we can hear everything.
All right, so.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. We listen.
Look, the Black community is a composite of, and I can't say definitively because I'm only one little particle in a whole anatomic makeup. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a little old bitty cell moving around this great big old ball of energy, but I am the Black community. My father, with his sorrow, tried for an act was the Black community. His father is the Black community. We pretty much are the most relevant and respectful presentation of life that could possibly be imagined. You know what I'm saying? Everything about us is a direct relationship to everything before us and everything behind us. Life is such a constant. I think about us in the respect of a continuous flow of energy. And when we get together, you can feel that. You know what I'm saying? When we collectively come together, be it right or wrong, you can feel that energy when you with air-likes and y'all be alike. You understand what I'm saying? When you with somebody that can relate to your agenda, there's power in that. You know what I'm saying?
So the Black community is within. Is there a neighborhood? Money B, I'm gonna throw it to you. What is the Black community? Y'all, let's unpack it. I mean, is that a place? Does it exist? Because I've said that to brothers, and brothers would be like, well, we don't own it. Kobe said that the other day. So what do you say to that? Is a Black community just where we live? What is a Black community? What does that mean? First of all, because we have to be able to define what a Black community is before we can say, can you be down to live outside of this neighborhood? What is it? Does it exist?
So to that, I would say, right, there is a difference between a community and a neighborhood. The Black community is where you, in my opinion, where you support Black businesses. You give your time to different organizations that uplift people that look like you. Mm-hmm. Whether it's your time. My wife used to have this Habitat for Humanity for her job, and she made sure that it was always supporting schools in Black neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there is a difference between where you live and where you support.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So can I piggyback? Let me piggyback real quick.
Sir.
Check it
Go
out.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Pardon the body, Mr. Money B. Check it out. We, I mean, collectively, us, with the like mind, we have to redefine the actual definition of a community, because I don't necessarily agree with the fact that we have to be in the most abscond areas of our metropolitans to be in the hood. Right. The definition of the hood.
Well, that's what I'm asking, because if white supremacy and the CIA has designated these hoods for poverty, these communities, these areas, does that necessarily mean that maybe that's what that means to be down for the Black community?
Yeah, you know what? That's almost a contradiction in itself. But it's so amazing that you offer this conversation, because the way you present it, if you actually listen and you actively living out here, then you know We have to abolish the definition of what the hood is.
Man.
We have to imagine, and there's no disrespect to the hood. I'm bottom like a motherfucker, but I hate it. Part of my
Facts.
I wish
Demonstrate,
my father
brother.
had been a part of my life. I wish his uncles had life insurance or owned a piece of a storefront somewhere. They left us with absolutely nothing. That's a blessing. It's a blessing in itself, because there's not much to walk away from other than the emotional attachments, the memories that we have of these corners. You know what I'm saying? We have, it's hoods in Hazelcrest now. It's hoods in Hoffman Estates.
Yes.
It's hoods in Burr Ridge. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, go ahead. No, go ahead, bro. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
By design, bro, I can only feed off of the food you offer. This whole redlining and all this shit, they knew exactly where they were placing us, but they could not really contain, the people in respect to the policy. They never anticipated that Caucasians would be benefiting from welfare. You understand what I'm saying? That immigrants would come in and get cribs and all this shit and never pay $1 in taxes. That wasn't a part of the New Deal in theoretical approach. But as these years progress and people continue to survive the rigors that you put them through, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was part of the New Deal. It just wasn't told to us, right? So it was written by our government to screw us from the beginning. But hold it right there, brother.
Cake, you said,
yes, sir.
Hold it right there, Pancake. I want to throw it to Money B real quick, and then Money B, I know you got something to say. And as you say it, define what it means to be down, and then I'm gonna throw that to you, Cake. What does it mean to be down? And go ahead, Money B, it's on you.
No, I just want to piggyback on what Cake said. So, you talked about having to survive, and I don't think what the folks outside of our community thought that we would actually strive and actually better ourselves. That's the part where I think they was like, okay, man. So I think one thing is, yes, they see the color of your skin, but they also see, I always say this, there's, you can talk about color, but one color that doesn't go away is green. And that's one of the things where, in my opinion, some people that were able to quote unquote get out, some people did give back, and some people gave money to, again, get out and try to have what they considered a better life.
Well, you brought up some good points, and I want y'all to just answer this question for me. And it's no right or wrong answer. What does it mean to quote end quote be down? Because I did want to just to kind of throw this out there. Sacrifice. What that word means. It means to make holy. And so yes, there has been an agenda against Black people. That's the reason we were brought here to this country. Everything that they've done, they being the government, and the government is the people. So everything that they've done has been conspired against us. And I guess my premise is, and I'm asking this question post George Floyd, my premise is, you mentioned economics and things of this nature. Is it economically viable? Don't answer this question because we're going to go to a video, but I want y'all to think about this as we run this video. Is it smart for us to flee our communities? Because I think that's been costing us money from the word go. But whenever production's going to run this video, y'all let it play through, and then we'll come back and chop it up. I appreciate y'all, man.
Another federal program, urban renewal, was supposed to make cities more livable. 90% of all housing destroyed by urban renewal was not replaced. 2/3 of those displaced were Black or Latino.
Fair housing for all human beings who live in this country is now a part of the American way of life.
In 1968, President Johnson signed the Fair Housing Act. For the first time, racial language was removed from federal housing policy. Non-white families began moving into traditionally white communities in numbers.
We lived in an apartment, a two-family house in Queens, and when we came here, it was the first time we had bought a house, and I was looking for everything in the storybooks.
The Frisbees moved from Queens to suburban Roosevelt, only a few miles from Levittown. Like the Frisbees, many non-white families would discover the economic value of race in the real estate market. They watched as their homes and neighborhoods in suburbia declined precisely because they had moved into them.
When I moved into a neighborhood, I thought it would stay intact the way it was. On the street that I moved on when I moved there, it was predominantly white. Within 2 years, it was predominantly black.
It was called blockbusting. Real estate agents preyed on the racial fears of white homeowners to get them to sell their homes quickly for less than market value. The homes were resold to non-whites at inflated prices.
Well, they would say, you know, we're having black people move in. Now, I will give you cash if you want to sell me your house. Do you want to stay with black people next door to you? And that's the way it went on. And as Bunny said, a lot of the people just said, yes, I'll take the money and run. And that's the start of the white people leaving.
Shout Factory TV, changing the channel.
Big up. So I've heard that theory. It's not all due to racism at some point. Let's imagine if the world was switched and the white people were oppressed and we did everything against them. And we knew that when they came in our communities, that was a sign that you better start selling or you're going to lose your money. And so should you lose your heritage? Should you sacrifice? So let's talk. I'll throw it to you, Tori, and then we'll throw it to Cake, and then Money B.
What did you say exactly?
About any of these topics? You got any comments, or we'll just pass it to Money B?
No, it's a lot going on, and it was a lot to unpack. So much information has been shared and said. I was just trying to get more exact. The boy, if we go all the way back to there, the boy hands was up, the gun was spent. Okay. Being down is to me about showing love and growing, expanding each other, looking at each other as ourselves.
Looking at the macro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time, improving oneself so that you are at your maximum. You are operating at your highest rate.
All right. And that was a very informative video. Anybody got any commentary on any of that? Because they were talking about white flight and what we're talking about. And then you had that sister in the video, saved up her money, finally moved there. And then when she moved there, they started moving away. And then the black people came. So what are we doing? Like,
Hey,
what
man,
are we? Go ahead, Money B. It's on you. And then we'll throw it to Cake.
That's capitalism at its best.
Mm-hmm.
That is capitalism at its best.
Shell game. Yeah.
Exactly. So now she's paying and what was market value at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then now you have the white folks selling at a lower amount. And again, because, you're still in this neighborhood, that's still considered good. So whatever black person moves in, they still charging that higher rate. But at the same time, the value of the houses are going down.
Facts. Facts.
Capitalism at its best. Now, what you said about if it was flipped the other way around, and you know when it's coming, you see gentrification coming.
Yes.
I see it.
Man, if you see some place where they're building the Starbucks, man,
when they start replacing the street lights and fixing the roads and the Starbucks. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Yeah.
Exactly. No. But
the school is getting repaired and the painted.
Exactly.
The grocery store and the food.
Oh yeah, desert. New grocery.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
You see a Whole
yes.
Foods.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We all see it.
So, but are we not doing it to ourselves? And I'm about to throw it to you, Cake, and you don't have to answer this question. It's because I know it could be on anything we've been throwing. Are we doing it to ourselves though, bro? Like, and then, so how when is this? Who told us? Who told us though that to move to a place where at least 60 or 70% of the people hate you because of your color? You can't hide your color. To move around them, they're educating their kids to hate you. They're educating their kids to hate you, right? And then another percentage are going to despise you. They're not going to hate you, but they like you because they're not racist, but they're going to despise you because you're costing them money. All right, it's on Pancake, and then we're going to get it going. Big leagues.
Hey. Whoa. Hey, I want to go in unison with George and Weezy, but one little note that I speak to real quick is the
hold on, we got some issues here. Can y'all understand him?
No, he's breaking up. Cake, you're breaking up. She's breaking up. She's breaking up. The spooks are all over him. It's the spooks, Cake. Just leave and come back. It's the spooks, Cake. I'm telling you, that's what it is. He's new to the internet, and he's out here talking.
Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man.
Leave and come back, because it's
Hold on. I think I got him. Hold on, Cake. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
It was still
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. My father, he was absent. My mother did her best to demonstrate her love for me. These traits I manifest. So ever since I had her life, I realized the fact my mother gave her all for me. Why would I give it back? Did you hear that?
We heard all of it to the end. That was dope, though, bro. You're supposed to be dropping that for old to the pros, but we ain't gonna put you on the spot on live stream.
Check me out, though. Hey,
I don't know any poets.
One of the most painful things. Hey, can you hear me, bro? For real?
Go ahead, bro. Speak on it.
Look, one of the most painful things that I ever did in my life was to question the teachings of my mother, the diet and the nutrition that my mother gave me. When I began to emerge in self-love, which is actually just loving thyself, it became a conflict because I appeared to be in opposition of the one love that I had on this planet. You know, the one person who loved me the most, I stood in opposition of because she was still operating off of what her mother taught her. My grandmother was a slave.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was a slave. I chopped cotton at the age of 13 on my slave master's grandson's property. And since we speak to capitalism and the ownership of land, once my people had acquired enough wealth, we bought the land from my slave master. Can you hear me?
Kind of breaking up.
Yeah. Hey, bro, just relog, man. Just leave and come back. Just leave and come back. Leave and come right back. Because he was dropping jewels, and I need to hear that, and you know what I mean? Sounds like he was on the plantation picking cotton with people. Sounds like that's
grandmother.
Yeah.
His grandmother was on the plantation.
I think he said his grandmother was a slave, I believe.
Yeah, he said she was on her slave master's grandson's property, chopping cotton at 13.
Right. Yeah, man. So, man, this is a great topic.
Weird, man. Every time we got somebody dropping a bunch of gems, spooks be going. Not every time.
So it's funny that he mentioned that, because when you talk about like how we all got here, my parents came from Jamaica in '68. My father got to Chicago actually 52 years ago, no, 53 years ago this month. When he got here to Chicago by way of New York first. So he went to New York first, then came to Chicago. Jobs were in Chicago. But he got here like the week after Martin Luther King got shot. So he didn't really, was assassinated. So again, when he's coming about 24 years old, riots everywhere, just kind of wondering, man, is this really where I want to be, or do I need to go back? It's interesting from that perspective. But he moved to Chicago and then went and they got married in '69. Still were in Chicago, but then moved to Evanston. So when Cake mentioned Evanston, that kind of had me right here, because I was born and raised in Evanston. So kind of how we all get to where we are today is very interesting. You think about just one decision that you could have made, could change your life forever. And that's something that we saw last May, which again, we got justice today for that. But, it's, like I said, just interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want to do a mic check for Kate, because I want to hear what you were saying about your, I guess your experience. I guess you were picking cotton or sugar on the cotton plantation.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
All right, so here you go. I'm pardon me, Money B. I'm sorry, bro, if I interrupt you. But what I was trying to express was kind of relative to the conversation of capitalism and proprietorship in respect to land ownership. So what I was saying was that my grandmother was a full-blooded slave. We lived on the sharecroppers or the plantation master's grandson's land. So 2 generations outside of the real slave master was his grandson riding around picking us all up. I went down south. You know how mama sent us down south for the summer. I was 13 years old. I go down south and I'm straight chopping the fuck out of cotton. I'm chopping cotton on the slave master's grandson's land, bro. What is that? This is 1982, 1983, and I'm chopping cotton on the land that the slave master's grandson inherited, bro. Long story short, my peoples eventually, we are resilient. You know what I'm saying? My peoples, all my grandmother's children went on to do just amazing things. And so we bought the land. Within my generation's breath, we bought the land that our slave master owned. And this happened when I was 22. So 9 years, 10 years after I chopped cotton on that land, we owned that land. By the time I was 29, my family had sold that land.
Who did they sell it to?
Great question. I love you. To the casinos, bro. All them casinos down there in Tunica, Mississippi. What? My grandmother's land was the very first casino that they erected down there, bro.
Wow.
Tunica, that's like, man, Tunica like an hour from my family farm.
But look how they did it, though. Look how they did it. They knew, the owners of that casino knew that she had a very good support system. So when they came to the clandestine hours, bro, got to sign this thing where they built up a new house, gave a few pieces, a few slices of bread, but we got no residual income from the fucking casinos. And pardon me, but I'm saying, and at least me back, man, Money B, I'm sorry, bro. I know this is my first time being out here, so charges to that. It really is not what it is. But what I would really express to the people, man, is to be about the concept and the premise of this show, which is self-love. And the question and point that I'm speaking to is how do we be down? We down by honoring ourselves. See, the more that I love myself, the more capable I am of extending that to you. I can extend an olive branch if I have
You have to, brother, you have to, yes, see the God in you. And if you cannot see the God in you, you can never see the God in someone else. And I'm going to take it a step further. You're also going to honor your ancestors. See, until we can truly honor our ancestors, no matter whether it's the walk that Money B's ancestors walked and what they dealt with, because if you're of this shade and you're melanated, no matter where you are in this world since about 1500, 1600, you know, things have been kind of directed against you.
Yeah.
So yes, which means our ancestors have all gotten us. And Money B was kind of commenting on this when you were relogging. How his dad came through, I guess I'm going to assume racistly through, because he said he's Jamaican, probably from Kingston. That's the white end. And then he said he came from New York. And then he said he came from New York, so it's probably Jamaica, Queens. Was any of that correct, Money B? Was any of that correct?
Exactly where in New York, I'm not sure. But so my dad had to go to New York, but my mom had to go to Boston. Back then you had to have like a sponsor, and you had to be in the country for a certain amount of time before you were actually able to kind of go off into the community, so to speak.
Well,
is it wrong thing to become to actually become a resident, not a citizen yet, but a resident?
Well, wow. Well, let me ask you. Wow. Well, wow. Let me ask you this, everybody, for the panel. Is it economically smart for us to move out of our community, sell our property, and then move to alt-white areas? I'm not talking about all those other things I mentioned.
It's not wherever, my brother, wherever we can galvanize is where the energy is. It doesn't. You heard of people like Dr. Malachi York and other extremists who are totally invested in themselves in parts and rural areas of the country and become totally self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we are is what we galvanize. But here is the thing.
Cake, when you're connecting, I bet you he's connecting the wrong way, Self.
Man,
I gotta go through my phone.
You're still breaking up.
You ain't connecting through the
Man.
Let me do it with my phone and I'm gonna show you. Let me show you what it should do.
I went through the Zoom link. I ain't go through our traditional means.
Yeah, no, which is cool. And you should go through that. Hold on, give me a second, bro. When it's asking you, let me see, mine is logging on now. Call using internet audio.
I call using the internet. I call using the dial or chime in using the internet. The internet.
Okay, well, he's on the right one. Yeah, he called in using the time.
I'm more really of a believer that I've said too many key phrases and I'm starting to be muffled by powers that be. You hear me? I've registered on some level with someone. You hear me?
Well, what Self Love and I have learned, brother, is whenever we bring on a new person that's never been on the show, this tends to happen. Yeah.
So that only means you on the Rick scale.
Yeah.
You're on the Rick scale. You guys on the Rick scale. But I'm gonna speak a little slower and in brief so the brother Money can get his point across. So let me say this to you, sir. I have met many brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, and you guys come to the States with so much culture and sense of self that it's almost, it could be enlightening, but it could be frightening. Like the only time that I really had a real conversation with a person from the West Indies was over cannabis when I was a young man. But there's so much more to the culture. And I found that out as I evolved in life and reading The Life and Times of Marcus Garvey and the Black Star Line. He was just as influential to me as Malcolm X and what he was doing. But let's go back for a second, if you can hear me, man. Look, I couldn't stand any more news media today. It's almost like they're selling us the revolution, bro. Do you hear me? It's commercialized now. It's cool. It's cool now to be sympathetic to the black. I want to see some money from it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let me ask you then, if Money B, is it smart economically, financially for us to um to move out of our communities?
So again, when you say community, you're talking about, again, where Black people live, right?
Yeah, because normally it's where we grew up at. Normally we're confined to a neighborhood where we grew up at, and we look around, there are no white people. And then at some point we get success and we get a job, and we get success and we get a job at some point, right? And then we move out. And from my conversations with people, it's, well, you know, I have kids, and well, it's depressing over here, and things of that nature. It's shit. And we all said it. And it's depressing, and it's so much trauma involved. And then we say, I don't want my children to grow up over here. So all understood. It's all understandable. So I'm asking though, if it's not smart financially, I guess it's a sacrifice we're making. Here's my question, and I'm throwing it to you, Money B. I guess what I'm saying is let's just say if I live in Inglewood in Chicago and my mortgage is $900 a month for a 4-bedroom house, and that's probably going to be a lot, but let's just say $500 a month for a 4-bedroom house over in Inglewood, and then I can move out somewhere nice, and that same mortgage for the same comparable house might be $1,400. So then I say, well, how good could my life be, Money B, if I'm in Inglewood in that house and I have an extra $700, $800, $900 to maybe invest in a business in my neighborhood, maybe get with some other silverbacks in my community and say, hey, look, if we all put in $100 of our money each, we can have our own private security, and you know, and we can secure our neighborhoods and stop making excuses and stop being so frightful. Maybe if we started thinking and using our brains and working together and having a block club, and instead of spending all that money with Whitey and white supremacy, and guess what they're going to do with the money? Whitey is going to continue to invest it in Whitey, and they're going to continue to invest it on white supremacy. At what point are we not going to say, and this is just me talking now, Money B, I'm Captain Hindsight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking post George Floyd. But I'm saying, at what point are we not going to say, okay, all that extra money that we're throwing out there to live around them and then complain that the police are harassing us, and when we walk in a restaurant, we get mistreated. They should mistreat you. This is how I feel today. They should mistreat you. And if they want to mistreat you and you keep wanting to come back and spend your money, you deserve it. Now, here's my point, and I'm going to throw it to you, Money B, and I'm just going to leave it because God forgive me to everybody. If we have that extra money that we could then be investing in Saturday schools, or then feeding kids in our neighborhood, or then investing that money in, say, private schooling for our kids or something like that, why don't we do it?
A couple things. Being out here, one, closer to job.
That's a key play. They took all the jobs, the good jobs, and they put it around them. That's a key play. Go ahead, bro. I'm telling you, white supremacy. This isn't you. This is white supremacy. But go ahead, bro.
So again, job. I got family out here. My wife has her siblings that live here in the area. You mentioned
hold on, Money B. I know a lot of professionals. Keep your thought. I know a lot of professionals, brother. Right? You know, noobs with degrees and shit.
Yep.
And what I've learned is they can land that big job, but 9 times out of 10, old white supremacy is going to move them to the other side of the country. And then when I get to the other side of the country, I don't know those niggas. I'm not living in that neighborhood. I don't know none of those niggas. Why would I live around those niggas? Now, if I was living in Chicago, I would know the type of niggas I can be around. So go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Big white supremacy.
So just to piggyback on that for a second, because
hold on, Cake. We're gonna get it to you. Hold on. Go ahead, Money B.
What you said actually happened to me. So after I left U of I with my MBA, my first gig was in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I knew nothing about Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But I lived in a predominantly Black community.
Mm-hmm.
One, because it was close to the gig, and two, I didn't know any white people down there. I didn't know. So it's either do I want to live around white people that I don't know?
Correct. It's a fundamental question.
Gun-toting Texas, or do I want to hang around people that look like me?
But here's what I'm telling y'all, and it goes back to Willie Lynch and Cake. I know you're going to jump on it, and I wish your shit wasn't doing that. But here's my thing, man. It goes back to Willie Lynch, bro, and our women, because our brothers, man, even myself, I was over there living. Me and Self Love was living in it. Yeah. We was in it, and then I met the wife, and we got engaged, and I don't feel safe over here. It wasn't her neighborhood. She wasn't over there like me. She felt safe in the hundreds. You know what I mean? And I say to myself, I probably don't want to be, But here's my thing. But if something happens to us when we start becoming a family, the silverback in us becomes something else. And Cake, I'm gonna throw because then I move to Hyde Park. But I'm gonna throw it to you, Cake.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I tried to get it, but well, look, it is, man. The key to the situation is that we have systematically been taught to hate and oppose each other. We don't know how to collectively love each other. And whenever we try to love each other, they shot at love and killed it. And they continue to do so today. But I could not live my life looking at what they were doing to me. I can only be responsible for what I am doing to the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got to know people like you, like Tori, like you know what I'm saying? Look, there's, let me say this, man, and I'm gonna try to keep this relevant. I saw a video, a little Mr. Toledo yesterday, and a lot of people compare it to the Quan. But I'm gonna say this to you. Even look at, man, you might have heard about the shooting with the 7-year-old girl in the McDonald's parking lot, right? You heard about that, right?
Who got shot in the park? A 7-year-old girl.
Man, yesterday, man. That's what life is on right now. I know you heard about that story.
Drive through at a McDonald's.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you. So there was a shooting. Little girl was executed. In a McDonald's parking lot about 10 minutes away from my main campus, my main office. And I frequent that McDonald's often. Someone goes to the road right off the campus.
Bro, we can't understand you, bro. We can't understand you. We can't hear no word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
We can't hear you.
We cannot understand you. So if you're gonna talk, you gotta talk.
Get to a laptop or something.
Man.
Yeah. All right. So all right, let's do this. I muted you, Cake. You're waiting for somebody to take charge, and guess who that's gonna be? That's gonna be me, Cake. You gotta get to a laptop or another phone or something or something, man, because you're dropping jewels, and the Baphomet is doing this on purpose. And I heard what you were saying, man. Cake, I know we need you. Grab somebody else's phone. I don't know what we can do. Go reset your. You're muted. Nobody can hear you.
Headphones, maybe. I don't know.
Man, go reset your router. Get some headphones. Something. We got to do something different because this is insane, man. This is insane, bro. Love you, bro.
Okay, so what he was talking about, and
man,
and really that's one of the reasons why my folks moved to Evanston. And when I say we moved to Evanston, I'm going to tell you, Evanston ends at like 7,400 north or 7,500 north.
Mm-hmm.
If he extended it a block, 7,600 north, that's where we live. We were really right there on Howard Street, like right off of Howard Street.
I know the area well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, like so we were again close enough because I still had family that lived in Chicago before actually they ended up moving to Evanston and then Skokie. Again, one main thing was for us for school.
But what is it so
that
bad?
Was the main thing. It was
well,
schools,
Money B,
man.
let me ask you though, psychologically, and I want Cake on this, but he's gonna start talking and nobody can hear him. Psychologically, and I'm asking us as men, I'm not questioning you. I've done it. I moved to Hyde Park and then I've lived in the suburbs, and I'm not questioning anybody's decision. it's been a thing all over the internet. And since I've been growing up, man, we gotta get out the hood. You know, man, gotta get up out of this motherfucker, man. And then I always ask, well, where the fuck are we going? Where are we going? You know, you grow up and it's that mindset, man, gotta get up out this motherfucker. But where are we going? Where are we going, black people? Where are we going? Because they don't want us there. Now, Tori, you know as well as I know, have we ever wanted to be anywhere where we wasn't wanted?
Never.
Oh no, I totally agree with you.
Why do we do it?
There is a black community in Evanston, though. There is.
Now, that's what I wanted to unpack. See, now that's what I'm saying. We can find black affluent communities, and that's a difference. Yes, that's what I wanted to unpack. There are affluent communities that ain't all white. Now, it may not be around our job, but then do we not have to take the train like they do? Man, they'll take the train for an hour and a half, 2 hours to live in their communities and work if they're working downtown. You know,
they're gentrifying now, so they living in
right. They want to live closer to the job now.
Real
They
talk.
want to live downtown.
But the ones that they ain't, they're doing exactly what you're saying.
Correct. And man, we got all that city property. Well, we don't now. You know, Cake was saying how his family sold that land that they tilled. His family tilled that land, Self. I was hearing one of the brothers talk. They said I wouldn't sell. No, it was a white boy on the line, on the internet. He had nothing on his house, Self, a little shack, a shanty. And he said, I would never, this is my family's land. He was like, I would never sell this. You know?
Yeah.
But we don't have that sense. I'm sure you got a sense of that somewhere in your family. But Cake was talking about, and he gave a big ups to Jamaicans and Caribbeans, and I think he wanted to get into family. He was talking about that, and bro, we used to have that. You know, our churches used to be of a certain caliber. You know, our men stayed married to our women. So I hear a lot of people today saying, yeah, all of the non-foundational black folks come over here and they got all these great qualities. We had those 2 generations ago. And I always say to people when they come over here, no matter what race they are, you got to be careful in this melting pot, because your kids, if not your kids or their kids, they won't have that.
It's fact.
Man, they will lull you to sleep, have you chasing your tail, chasing that dollar bill. You ain't paying attention to what your kids are doing. And Big Baphomet is raising them on a whole different vibration than how you came up, bro.
True.
Man.
True.
Man, so so we, this is kind of thing Self Love and I want to unpack. But before we do that, so we got another video for production to run. This is our award. You can't see it. I wish that etching was darker.
I see it. The Self Love Show.
Yeah. And so it was
Ernest Thomas. I saw that.
Ernest L. Thomas Lifetime Achievement Award. It was the Ernest L. Thomas Lifetime Achievement Award, the Raj 2021. And it's nice, man. It's got a nice heaviness to itself, and if you look at it, it's you know what I mean. Well,
man, it's
you know what I mean. It's decent, and he can use it as a weapon. You know what I mean? Man, this thing is sharp, bro. So this is it. So into perpetuity, every year, Self Love and I are going to reward somebody a Lifetime Achievement Award. So. That's what we're doing here in the production. When you can run that, and then after the video, Brother Clark, we'll see where you at on bro. We need you, man. You know,
Shout Factory TV.
He got an Obama phone.
Changing the channel.
Man, they be in the hood. I got an Obama phone. I got this and that. Yeah. I'm tired. And then she didn't even say Mrs. Jefferson, which is his name. I'm telling you, bro, y'all need to watch that video, man. I watched how they was layering that on me as a shorty.
Right.
Wow.
That's what you got to look at, the propaganda by.
Oh my God.
Because
they propaganda the shit. And that was in a small segment. And I used to watch that over and
you
over.
got to think the same people made the All in the Family.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this brother back, and because I'm sure hopefully they'll let him say some things before they fuck up his communication. Let's go with it, Kate. Can you hear me, Kate?
It looked like he's frozen.
Yeah, it looked like he's frozen. Yeah. All right. Well, let's. What was you just saying, Self? Because I do want to Gas Money be the next question, but I did want to have both perspectives. But it looks like this isn't going to happen. If there's anybody who wants to pull up, Mark Daniels, you're out there. I'll drop the link.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to mention though is, so you talk about leaving, and Evanston is what I'll say is a very mixed community. Yes, you have Black people living in one area. I don't know if you saw that Soul of a Nation where they talked about reparations for Evanston. But it's still like Evanston Township High School was a very, very diverse school. You have Black people, white people,
correct,
Asian, all that stuff. So taking that education on really how to talk to all sorts of people, and then going to U of I that was predominantly white, as we all know, being able to take that and then see the what I'll call the resume game of, if it didn't seem like a white name, hey, you may have been passed over. Man, that's one of the reasons why I got into human resources, because I want to be that dude that will take a resume with an ethnic name and put it in front of someone who can make those decisions. I'm not going to necessarily get you the job, because you got to get that on your own laurels and merits. But I'm going to put you in front of the right person who can actually make that decision. Then it's up to you.
Well, you're speaking upon, and that's down, and by my, understanding. See, that would be down, so if that would be somebody who's, moving within a corporate system, being a spook, sort of that's set by the door, understands.
You
can only do whatever you can do within your power.
Shout out to B Funk that put me on that too, the spook that's set by the door. Yeah. My shit.
Yeah.
Yo.
Big ups to Big B Funk. And your educational experience is similar to mine, Money B. And what it does is, my grade school was, half and half. My high school was 33%, not 40% white. U of I was, 90% white, pink.
Yep.
And so you kind of understand, and I heard Dr. Law say that when he came on the show. He was around them and educated around them. It loses a magic if you understand what I'm saying. And certain people who haven't experienced that, it still has an allure to them to a certain extent that, and Dr. Law said it on this show, Self, and nobody got it. He was saying that they're not worth wanting to be around and paying more and things of that nature. And I'm okay with finding a hybrid community, 50% Black, hell, 40% Black. I'd be okay. I'd hang my head on a community like that. But when it gets weird when everywhere I go and my family go, I'm the only Black person there. I start feeling really weird.
Because the vibe, the energy, you don't.
Yeah.
The energy, when you're the only one, it's I don't want to say it's difficult, but it's a whole different vibe. They're on a different.
It is
different frequency. Like, we on 2 and 4, and it's on 1 and 3. So you know what I mean. So
different time.
It's like, what I mean. And all of us can, succeed and do very well in that environment, but it's different. That's for sure.
It is. Your antennas are always up, and that's just us, in my opinion, as Black people. Like, your antenna is always up.
Man, and Money B, we're gonna just run a video about the suburbs, the history of the suburbs, and we do want the Self Luv Nation to pay attention to this. And then I didn't list the name of it, the name of the video, but I'll get it, because I want to do my due diligence and shout out, these people who are doing the work. So I'll be on that. So whenever production is ready, if we can run that next one in line, I surely appreciate it. And it's College Humor on YouTube. You can watch the whole video on the College Humor channel on YouTube. Big ups. Previous video. That must be, this video must have been highly restricted. Normally, yeah. When you got a video like that that's dropping jewels, You know, they don't let you put it up on live. So if y'all didn't see that, we do apologize. Stream's still unavailable. It'll pick up though, Self. So that was a video just wow. I wonder how long that's been going on.
It wasn't that long.
No, it wasn't that long. It's probably been for about maybe a minute or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was trying to verify for sure. I saw it on one thing, but I've seen false things on that before. So I checked my phone, and that's when
Yeah, no, it's all good. It was suspended for policy. You know, Self, we've done this before. It should come back on momentarily. That's tripped out though. It's always those juicy videos, bro. So I can give y'all the name of it, and then y'all can just check it out when y'all can. But they were, just breaking down that board game looks dope. Just breaking down like all the stuff that's been going on to that's kind of made our.
Can you put that link in the chat?
Yeah, I can actually. That's a good idea, Noob. Yeah, because that and it was entertaining too, and I learned so much just from watching it. It's a short video.
They be on y'all like that? I did not know that.
Yeah, well, and this is a small, like I didn't think, like Jay-Z, you can't play none of his stuff, usually, but sometimes when you get a small one, like if somebody plays my video live, it won't do this. If someone plays something off TATN live, right? But it's weird. I think they're on the cake. Pancake.
I think that was a big video too, a big platform.
It is, and I didn't know.
Small platform.
Yeah, you're right, Self, and I got to keep that in mind. But I am about to
be like nothing on my, even though we, showing it in a great light.
Yeah, they just got a thing on it. So, I mean, I'll make a different personal decision with the TATN videos. I'm like Big Nick, man. Y'all can play it, and you know what I mean. So let's get this message out here because we're all about more growth and development. And ultimately, if they play it, the copyright goes to TATN anyway. So I just never understood what the big fuss is, Self. Like if I stole your music and sold 1 million copies and you had it all copyrighted, and guess what I'm doing? I'm giving you free marketing promotion and free what? Money.
Money, yeah, for sure. And we're back. We're back.
You back up, yeah.
Okay, good. That took a minute though, boy. That means whoo. Yeah, they're on to my man. Cake. They're on to my man Pancake. Boy. Hey, but Money B, we're gonna stretch our legs real quick. I got a couple more questions, and if anybody's in the chat, I'm gonna drop the link of that video that they just banned us from watching, and I'm also gonna drop the link is actually in there if you want to pull up and add to this discussion. I know Mark Daniels, you were out there. You can click that Zoom link and pull up, or you can call 424-900-6945. That's troll free.
Troll free.
That's right. Standard rates, messages, and fees shall apply. Trolls get holes. Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Waiting for a troll. That's half the reason why I got the phone number. Yeah, Self Love's gonna do his thing, though. So here we go.
Yo, it's halftime. Y'all got some great things happening, rolling up, but I need y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, share far and wide so we can get where we need to go. It's a blessing. Thank y'all so much for supporting us. But as you already know, we got a couple of interesting videos for you to check out so we can, stretch our legs and such. So
yeah, we got Milana Jackson from American Skin giving us big ups, and we got a tribute to our subscribers. Don't go away. Big ups to TATN.
all right, fellas. Now your first job every morning would be to
post quality content. Summon the ancestors too. Don't hold nothing back.
I'm chilling with my youngest. And while we smoke
Hey.
100.
Hey, what are you doing?
One nigga, I'm 300.
Get the hell out of here before I bust that camera.
Look, me and the YouTube people got this little misunderstanding. You see, they're big spooks. I'm black first. Huh? See, they promote censorship. We have unfiltered content. Huh? Yeah? You see, they got the big platform. I got intellectual property. Both got followers, goals, agendas, and dogmas to educate and inform. But they use fear and intimidation. We vibrate love.
I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.
Nigga, I'm 300.
They're like animals. And I slaughtered them like animals.
With my youngest.
I love my community.
And while we smoke harder. But nigga, I'm 300.
Yeah, buddy.
The stream was, stopped again.
What, to the wait,
Yeah.
to YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I wonder what's going on. Maybe it's a YouTube issue, bro.
Oh, okay. That could be.
Remember we had that once.
Nah, man, it keeps saying though suspended for policy violations though.
So
That's what it says on the screen.
As soon as I saw that, I stopped it.
Yeah, but I can't understand because that video has no copyright violations, and that's from TATN. So I'm trying to understand what policy it is that
we supposedly adhere to.
Well, I guess when you're saying a video, big YouTube is big spooks and they're listening, right? Because that's what the hold on, let me cut my camera on. Because that's what the video said. They're big spooks and they're vibrating fear and stuff, and we're vibrating love.
Yeah, I don't get it, but
how could they have a problem with that if they let me post a video up on TATN?
catching on the live, I don't know.
What the hell is going on?
You speaking the truth. Let me stop my phone so there's no
Hold on. Let me just see what y'all on. Okay, it's back up now.
Yeah, I said it was back up.
Oh yeah, because you stopped playing the video.
As soon as I stopped playing the video, almost immediately. I'm real talk. As soon as I stopped,
get out of here, bro.
As soon as I stopped sharing.
So, you know how many times we've run this show?
Up. Yeah.
We haven't had this.
No, we have not.
Not for a video that I posted that's been posted with no copyrights. That video, we've run videos with copyrights. Where I don't get the money, but it's got a copyright that they approve and let me put up on the thing. We've run those during our show. That video they put up with no copyright. No, they put up with no copyright.
Hey, I know what it is, and you know.
What is it, Till? Big spooks?
Baphomet out there. Out there.
Did they pick up on my term, big spooks? But go ahead, man. Let's kick this off because we got our guest here, and I don't want to hold him up too long, bro. So we're gonna kick it off.
Yeah. Man.
If I made it this
make it anywhere, you know. Make lemonade from lemons, you know. So welcome back to the Self Love Show. We're so happy you're here. I don't know, maybe the 300 barrier got crossed, and that's been an issue.
And they're all watching and listening now. Yeah, maybe so.
It's been a blessing, yo. Y'all know what we about and how we bring. We've been here with Money B and Pancake, and Pancake had a lot of issues. He said a whole lot of great information while he was here, but he got shut down.
The Batman was waiting on Pancake out there with his shit.
And then we got shut down, and
small ups.
Yeah, man. He had a lot to say, man. That's something that's interesting, man. You know, because again, I don't see it from his perspective. You know, being in this land for, having, his grandmother as a slave, here in the United States.
Well, we're gonna fact check that. Not that we're questioning him. It's just that his grandmother. See, now he was in Texas, and I wanted to unpack that with him because my grandmother would have been born in 1915, around that area. I don't know how old his grandmother would have.
He said Tunica, so that was Mississippi, Tunica, Mississippi.
But again, so it's possible because a lot of folks who would have known. I'm just saying I would have liked them to go into it because the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, I believe, in 1843. So unless she was born in 1843. Technically, she wouldn't have been born a slave, but we're all slaves. So maybe he's talking about his great-grandmother, his great-grandmother.
He said the sharecropping situation, which, in a lot of cases
it was still slavery. And I think what he was saying that we couldn't hear is that they were on the same plantation they were on since slavery, quote, ended. You know what I mean?
And
the
master died, and then there's two generations.
And just because that white man said, just because the government said slavery was over, doesn't mean that the situation really changed for each individual family. One bit whatsoever.
Right. Period.
I watched a video where remember that stuff? The brother was still on the plantation,
man, till 60s. Until
today, still lives with the family because they don't know another way.
Yeah,
they don't know another way. So, but let's go ahead and push forward here. There were some things in the chat here. Let's see. I'm glad I cut off my alerts. A second here. So we had. Pullen said we have to own more property in the red. Correct. See, that's where the secret is. Yeah. The secret is to get our hands on those properties in the red, whether it's financed or not,
and make it a beautiful situation. That's what we need.
If nothing else, sit on it. If you don't want to live in it, sit on it, rent it out. Like you said, so fix it up, rent it out to a black family until the neighborhood gentrifies. Eventually, they're going to come back around there with the dogs and everything. And guess what you're sitting on?
Gold mine now.
Sitting on a damn gold mine. And then those neighborhoods, right.
Hey, it's funny that you mentioned that, though, because, you know what? Another sign of gentrification is if there's a fucking dog park.
Hey, I see it here in Inglewood, bro. In Cali, when you literally, when I was driving for Uber, when you dip through an alley, you might want to, find a restroom. And when you see a white lady down there walking her dog at 3, 4 in the morning, and it doesn't look like a drug addict. Oh, gentrification is here. We got an inbound call here. Hold on, let's see what's going on here. 1 second here. Hey, thanks for calling. You're live on the Self Love Show. What's going on, caller? State your first name and your city and state.
This is D-Styles.
Well, yo, what up, D-Styles? What you got for us,
Dan.
Big Den. Hey, Money B said Big Den. He can't hear you. Well, he can probably hear if he watching YouTube.
What's up, Money?
He said, yeah, he can hear you. Yeah.
Yo, Nope.
Yo, Nope.
Yeah, I was just chiming in, man, to see how Money was doing, man. Hope all is well with him, man. Good brother, man. Good brother.
Man, hey, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
Well, since we got you on the line, let me ask you. I know you from the Boogie, and we got a brother from the Boogie that's going to be on the Self Love Show next Tuesday, next week. Can you be down? Can a brother be down if the brother resides outside of an urban community? Can the brother still be down?
Can a brother be down again? I can't hear you, Mills.
Yeah, can a brother be down if he lives outside a black community?
If he lives outside the black, what now?
Community.
If he lives outside the black community.
Like he can hear me.
Can a brother be down if he lives outside the black community?
Yeah.
Did he live in the black community to begin with?
Yeah.
He can be down. He can be down.
That's interesting.
Never left him.
What's that? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, that's the same thing as me with my circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in the projects all my life. You know, and then I had the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to purchase a home that I like in another area.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with me, you know, leaving in East St. Louis,
mm-hmm.
did I change?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
That is the question.
Well, I know you, and I know him
change.
personally. Yeah, he ain't changed, and he
ain't changed a bit.
And he goes back. But my thing is, I get what you're saying, Big D, and so yeah, because Farrakhan doesn't live in the black community either. But so now you're saying, okay, you don't live there no more. You moved from the Boogie. You was able to afford something better. Now, people from the projects, I noticed they'll say, well, yeah, you know, the goal is to get out of the projects. Yes, the goal is always to get out of the projects. But by extension, does that mean that you move out of the projects and then all the way outside of the black community? That's what we're unpacking here, Brother Stallings. And again, this is all Captain Hindsight, and this is all post George Floyd getting kneed out like that.
Right, but the thing is, I mean, as long as you still connected, man, you know what I'm saying, you good. You know what I'm saying? And it was a point where, you know, I was coaching, you know, for different schools.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was a coordinator for, you know, a school that majority was white. And one of the things I did was I stepped back, man, and understood that, you know, hey, I got to give some of this knowledge to my own. And so I went back to the youth and started coaching at a program called UNA. So as long as you give back, man, in some form, some way, some fashion, man.
Caller, I'm going to play devil's advocate because you gave me a thought. Because there is that spook that sat by the door. Because when you said you were coaching those pink kids, I guarantee you changed their life and their understanding of the silverback and their experience with you and maybe your family as you were coaching them. So that maybe there is something to be said about silverbacks moving to white communities, getting involved in their communities, not being the cornballs. We're not talking about, you know, the sellouts. We're talking about the silverbacks and being active in those white communities. If you're not going to be active in the black community, you got to be active somewhere. And maybe by being active in those communities, you can change some people's, heart or mind. What would you say to that, caller?
I mean, that's true. I mean, you know, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you do have to have some type of balance.
You do, bro. You do. And like I said, this is all
you
post.
You can't be giving your whole self to them. You know what I mean?
Facts. I don't think facts, bro. Yeah. Facts. If your strategy is to impregnate their brains with something that can help our community, I would say do it. But if
Yeah,
that's not your strategy,
Yeah.
if your strategy is just to teach them baseball or football, I would say go do that in the black community somewhere.
But you know
It's
what?
more than that. You got, I mean,
Absolutely right.
in
But
doing,
the thing is, you know, I had some black kids on that team too, so they needed me more than anything.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Correct. There's that. There is that. But okay, caller. All right, man. Hey, caller, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna throw it back to the panel, and hey, appreciate all your support too, Noop. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Yo,
Dan.
Hey, yo, we keep mentioning this spook who sat by the door. I just want to say yo to Sam Greenlee, who wrote that.
Yo, big ups. And what were you about to say though, Money B? Something you was piggybacking on Dennis.
Right. So, you know, that him teaching those, I'm gonna just be specific to the white kids. So
Correct.
Him teaching those white kids as well kind of puts it in their brain that, man, not every black person I see is, you know, going to harm me or going to rob me, whatever it is.
A step further. Not every black person from the projects. Not every black person from the project. It takes it a step further. But go ahead. Go as long as you're proud about where you came from and you're not hiding it. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right there with you. Yep.
But they're gonna love him because he's NFL. See, that's the psychology behind the
Super Bowl, you know, got a couple rings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna go home and tell their kids, no, he's okay because he played in the NFL. You know what I mean? So, but big ups to him. But Money B, I want to ask you a question to get back to the panel questions here. I think we had like 2 more left. So let's see. Yeah, this modern technology, I'm getting better. All right, here we go. If you ever had one of those days, yeah, this would be it. But you got to be alive to have one of those days, people.
Yeah.
True that, bro.
And having one of those days highlights the great days.
You're right. It highlights those other days. It's very true.
Yes.
Very true. Okay, so we've gotten over to this next question. And you've answered it. You've answered personally, Money B, and I appreciate your candor. But as a group, myself, Self Love, why do we as a community move around pinks? And I'm gonna give to what Money B said because I hear this frequently. So that we move around where the jobs. We've had a history of doing that. We left Mississippi and wherever for the jobs. I got reason to believe big slavery had something to do with the jobs. Work, jobs, candies. But anyway, so we follow the jobs. Also, we want what's best for our families. You know, life is about enjoying life and exposing your kids to certain trauma. And it's not necessary.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Unnecessarily.
Is almost could be considered cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah.
As a parent. But it brings me to the question of, we used to have Bronzeville, like our communities are completely gutted, bro.
Yeah.
Like before, everybody didn't leave. Everybody leaves, bro. I'm talking about, I got a job as a bus driver. I saved some money and I got out. Everybody leaves. What does it leave in our community?
Ruin.
Ignorance and ruin.
Yeah.
So that I understand, but it goes like if you go back, like what, and you guys may have to help me with this, but was Bronzeville ever a white community? Because I thought it was, or a section of Chicago where there were white folks and then they left and went out to the suburbs.
Yeah,
Black people were in the city.
Everything was either Native American or white before we got there, but then once we got there, it became labeled as Bronzeville because it was named after the color of the people.
Yeah, and it was segregated where a section of place where we were allowed to live, really.
Correct. But all of it wasn't poor, and that's what I'm saying. We had
No,
like,
it
what was the other
wasn't.
one? South Peel Hill,
Everybody, South
Peel
Shore.
Hill. You had the Highlands. You had South Shore.
Well, South Shore
Beverly.
did have the white flight.
It did, the Jews, and you did,
Yep,
it did, and that's where we messed up in that. Oh my God, we messed up in that.
That's where I'm at, and that's where we moved, and we was part of that. My parents bought this house in '68, so you know, I mean, before I was even born.
Yeah, and then that signals people to start selling, and so we can't change that. So like, I know that, and so it's tough.
There was still people here that was cool for, you know, they were gone by the time I was a teenager though.
Yeah, and then
one lady, she did not move. She was not moving. Little mean, cantankerous chick.
And you know, after you've been there your whole life, that's your home, you know, and that's your home, and you know, but hey, but so is that it? Any other reasons like why we do it as a community? I think Cake was getting into the conditioning that we're conditioned, and that's what he was going into, and the spooks were messing up his thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're conditioned to think that white is right.
Okay. I wasn't thinking about that conditioning. I was thinking about that we were getting away from the experience there and not really because when I moved to the suburbs, the area I was in was, you know, it was mixed, you know what I mean?
Correct.
There was
Correct. By the time you moved there, it was what?
Right.
50-50.
Yes.
That's not moving to a white community. To me, that's not moving to it. Had you moved there yourself when I was around there at Eisenhower and 10 years before that, that would have been totally different. You'd have been moving around those devils, bro.
Right. I know. And I'm just saying, like, it's moving from, like, I didn't want my shorty seeing what I saw, you know, until I can do something about it and clean it up. I didn't want them to be in a subconscious.
Or catch a stray bullet, and you got to live with that. Man.
You know what I mean?
Like that little girl. That's what Cake was talking about, the little girl at the drive-thru. Right.
Yeah.
See,
you know,
and that's one of the differences. Like I can tell you, man, I can't tell you how many times my 9-year-old either has left his bike on the front lawn, a basketball on the front lawn, and I'm thinking, dude, you just don't do that
ever.
And you bring everything inside.
Yeah.
But there are times when I don't know, and I open up the garage door, and the bike is outside, and it's still there.
It's still there. But
there
think about
some communities where that won't happen.
Who's going to steal a bike when they all have their own bikes?
Right.
Well, that too. You make a good point.
You know, who's going to steal a bike when they all have their own bikes? You know, let me see here. Yeah, this is we're unpacking some good stuff. I was trying to move to the next one, but we're unpacking some damn good stuff, bro. I appreciate y'all on this. Why do we move? Why? So it's bad in the long run for us economically. Wherever we move to, I guarantee you, your kids, even Tori's kids, could not live in that same place and then their kids. In other words, the idea is for us to leave our heritage for our grandkids, right? So in this scenario, I moved to a pink or a half pink area, a nice area, getting my child away out of, I don't want to say selfish reasons, but out of love, because fear is often propelled by love. Now, and here's what I'm saying. And we have these, you know, the little girl gets killed, rest her soul. This is where sacrifice comes in. But if we think long game, chestnut checkers, right? And I say, okay, I got a son and I move to one of these areas, and I know that the more of me moving there is making that area worse because we're not fixing us. We're just moving around, right? And I know that it's a shell game that's being played. It's a shell game that's being played, and we're the pawns, us. And I know for a fact, and y'all correct me if you can think of any place where Black people have moved, where their grandkids can get some value and raise their kids in that new house where it's safer to do so than that place where they moved from. I can tell you, I've seen it happen in Palmdale, California. I've seen it happen in Lancaster, California. I've seen it happen in Harvey. I've seen it happen in Country Club Hills. I can go on and on and on. I've seen it happen in Peel Hill, South Shore. I can go on and 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 on. Every single instance. Every single instance. Why do we do it? Can somebody please tell us why do we do it? Is it
Well,
I'll sit here if y'all ain't gonna talk.
Trying to have a better experience. You know what I mean? I was drinking. I was in the middle of taking a sip when you ended.
I look at it from, again, an educational standpoint as well, because look, my kids may not, they may not be able to invent something, or they may not have the most wickedest jump shot. Well, actually, my oldest had a good ass jump shot. But man, yeah, Lil Money was nice. But shout out to Lil Money.
But if we're gonna be out there, we gotta start teaching them the golf swing. But go ahead, bro. I mean, it is what it is.
Actually, he was all right with that too.
Yeah, but I'm saying, bro, if we're gonna play the game, then that's the game we need to play, man.
And again, so that's where, again, like my parents, like my dad was like, I'm not leaving you anything. What I did for you was help you get an education so you can do your thing. Everything that I have will go to.
And he sacrificed getting you, and he sacrificed getting you here. You know how much he sacrificed to do all of that.
Exactly.
How much money and energy that took. So I respect what he's saying. You understand?
He said he was leaving it to his grandchildren.
That's biblical.
Yeah.
That's how we used to do. That's how money matured.
Sacrifice he made. Look, again, I could be in Jamaica right now.
Right.
He couldn't have left.
Yeah.
You know, he could have stayed.
Yeah. Facts.
He made that sacrifice. Again, help me get my, put me in a position to get me a better education.
Let me tell you something. In respect for that sacrifice, right, which means to make holy, don't do it for your kids. Do it for your kids' kids, and raise them to do it for their kids' kids. Exactly. And see, once we have that understanding, we will not be so quick to chase that ghost from neighborhood to neighborhood and lose our inheritance. Because we would be sitting on it and knowing, well, this ain't for you, son, right? And those white folks will be back here by the time your kids are grown. And that's, and we just have to understand the game and play it right while we're complaining about it.
True.
So I pose the question. Can you be down living outside of the community? We heard from D. Stalls, who's from the community of East Boogie. That's East St. Louis. And he lives outside of the community. And he says, absolutely. I'm going to say the fact that the Honorable, this is what I'm hanging my hat on. And again, I'm going to have to, I've heard them talk about the property values, and they're doing it to, it's a big to the white folks over there, the Jewish. But again, I'm going to have to, that would be my first question for that brother, man. Love you, got nothing but love, but come on, man. You lead from the front, bro. But because of that fact, one or two things got to be true. He's not who he says he is, or you can be down living out of the community. I've always considered myself down. I haven't always lived in the community.
Facts. I feel the same. I've not always lived in the community.
But both of y'all are still down. Yes. I know that.
And again, though, it depends on how we define the community, though, Money B, because again, that Glenwood, that area, man, come on, man. Like where Corey lived, that area is black, bro. They raise their kids in a black community. Their kids are growing up in a black community.
Real talk.
Right. And it just so happens all those people have jobs and professions. I don't have a problem with that necessarily. However, it does create a vacuum, a void from where we came from.
Right.
And I know that there used to be doctors and Money B, your dad made it a point. You know, I'm sure there's some people come from Jamaica and wherever they're from, and they say, you know, I'm gonna earn this degree, get this knowledge, and then go back to my village, go back to my city and build. And that's their plight, you know, and whatever. And your dad made it. I didn't do all of that for you to go back. I didn't walk his walk, right? I get it. If I got out of the Robert Taylors, I didn't do all that for you to go back over there and get back in there. No, or your kids. So what I'm saying is everybody's got their reason for moving, you know, how they move, so to speak, you know. But I think when I was a kid, I always had a dream that, you know, I would go out and come back to the community.
And you can, but you don't necessarily have to live there. So I think about last week. I think about 3 Club KSDR. All right. I mean, he was talking about where he grew up.
Correct.
Him and his family, but what is he doing now? He's still reaching out to the
He is. He's boots on the ground.
His thing.
Boots on the ground. Yeah.
No doubt. So it can be done. I think he is a perfect example. Hey.
Let me say this.
Between us, man.
Let me say this though, Money.
Don't tell him I said
that.
All right?
No, go ahead. We won't tell nobody, bro. It's a secret. But between us, Money B, I know what's needed more in the communities that we all run from. Because there's no other way to color it. Because we grew up there. We know the people there. Our families tend to be there until they get a good job or win the lotto. And he got up out of here. I'm just like, what is that? You know, why don't we fix the here? You know, that's what I would hope. The energy and the money we spend into, you know. And
when you say fix, what do you mean? What do you mean by fix?
Educate the kids so that they're not killing each other. Have enough men with gonads and balls like yourself who are willing to sacrifice and go out in the street and say, hey, these are my kids out here, man. Y'all ain't doing this over here. Y'all got to take that shit somewhere else. You know, that kind of thing, you know, and then start educating those kids in the community. Because I remember as a kid, what's missing, bro, is black men. It's a void. And if your father isn't there, if you're not so lucky to have your father there, if you're not so blessed like yourself and other people, and not making excuses, because I'm bigger than my excuse, but if you don't have that, and then the only other silverbacks around aren't really productive, or if they, you know, and when you do see them, you're talking to them about their life, and they say, yeah, I grew up around here. They're not saying, I grew up around here and I live on 74th and Jeffrey. You know what I mean? And there is a difference, because that's planting a subliminal seed in my mind that making it, I can't make it where I was born at. And this is going over all over the world. And I think I'm what word am I looking for? I'm having a fantasy, you know, because there's poverty, like in India, there's poverty. And, you know, you expect somebody to fix that community, right? But think about how many brilliant people have come from those communities. As impoverished as the worst part of Bollywood could be. And they become engineers, and we say how smart they are, and black people need to be like them. And they all come over here with that shit. What if they all went back?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do. Some of that has to do with that whole caste, or is it class?
Yes, caste.
You know, where you know, but it's about reaching back. It's about reaching back, and sometimes when we make that money, or we get out, there are times when we do not reach back.
Facts. And we, yes. And we means yes in French. And I'm saying we, and, you know, Self Love and I, we're lectures, not lessons. You know, we keep our gavels at the crib. And and that's it, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think we're all okay with certain programs and certain, we give a check here and we give that and things like that. But when I look at cats and they're coaching baseball, and I look at cats and they're doing things like that, I'm like, yeah, look at these cats. They've been doing it. And I know people in the community, man, just begging people, man, we need y'all. We need y'all to come on back. You got to think about the money and the influence they got, bro. I mean, just really think about it. I know this sounds like a fantasy, but think about if 300 black men told, what up, Brother Pullen, told their wives and families and kids, sat them down over a dinner conversation and said, son, we're going to make history, right? Sat them down and talked about the history of racism in this world and just gave them a short history on it, and about the pink man, and really sat them down and told them the truth and explained to them that guess what we're going to do? We're going to move back to the community. Well, it's not just me, though. You're not on your own. Remember that family over there? Oh, you mean Bobby over there? Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, your uncle so-and-so, yeah, they're coming, yeah. And we go to the exactly worst neighborhood and prove it. Prove the model. Prove the damn model. Prove that it's not us. We are not the monkeys. Pullen keeps saying, that we need to invest in those red areas. Because by us leaving, we're literally turning our back on our people. Now, when I look at other people of color, okay, I mean, I'm sure there could be some Jamaican towns. You got that in New York, but you got, you got Koreatown, you got, Filipino town, you got all these different towns, and nobody questions, well, why are you moving out of your community? But they're not all dying and they're not at the bottom. And I think necessity is kind of, where I'm coming from here, but what would it take for you guys for us to move or live in those communities? I'm gonna start with Brother Pullen. Welcome with you. What would it take for us to move back or rebuild a black community and prove it could be done? What would it take? What would you need?
Thanks for having me on the show. Yo, the Money B.
Yo.
I think it takes sacrifice, to live in those hood areas right now that's considered hood. It takes the silverbacks to go back there and uplift that community.
Mm-hmm.
It is a sacrifice to move to, a Riverdale, right now, or those other lower end, communities where we at. We got to go back there and take advantage of the lower price property and invest and build from there.
Man, and let me just go over, and great words, brother. Sacrifice, it comes from the Latin sacrificium, from sacer, meaning holy, and facere, meaning to make. The root sacer, or it's S-A-C-E-R, I don't know how to speak Latin, but the root sacer is also the basis for words like sacred and sacrilege. Sacrifice is always used in the context of giving something up for a higher purpose, but here's the trick that they don't tell you about. Whether that purpose is religious or not. And so sacrifice simply means to make holy. And so it comes down to a fundamental question. When I was a kid growing up, you have a sense as a young black male, and somebody stop me whenever they disagree, please. If you grew up in a black community, I'm saying in a hood at some point, you get a sense that nobody gives a fuck about you. Can anybody disagree with that?
Not at all.
No disagreement, no.
Not at
And
all.
I mean, literally, I would hear other black boys talk about this, and then you might get an occasion of a 12 pulling over and confirming it. But you have a sense. Not only that, you have a sense that this society hates you. As you start growing up in those communities, you get a sense of it. Maybe it's coming from the older silverbacks coming down. But you get a sense of that nobody gives a F. And everybody's telling you, man, look, you're smart. You're an athlete. What you need to do is hit your books and what? Get the fuck up out of it. But where are we going? See, that's the question we need to start asking each other. Where are we going? So
yeah,
I'll throw that question to
it's about, so to Mr. Pullen's point, when it comes to going back and making that sacrifice, when you're there, you have to coach and mentor the folks that are coming up. And in my opinion, it's more about the long game, which sometimes people don't have the patience for.
Correct.
Making the quick buck, however that is sometimes also the way that can get you in trouble, whether it's in jail, whether it's even in the coffin. And that's the mindset that has to be changed. But
yes.
It's going to take time. It's going to take time.
But you're married. I'm married. I met your wife. You met my wife. Like, what would it take? And this is just open to anybody in the chat, for the community, anybody who might watch this after it posts, that's not live, that didn't watch it live. Like, what would it take for you to want to move back to those communities? I'll answer it for me. It would take, for me, honestly, I would have to have X number of silverbacks pulling the proverbial trigger at the same time, like-minded silverbacks. That's literally what it would take for me. It doesn't have to be 100. It could be 50 that are willing to make the sacrifice, and it's not about, ramming myself and making everybody else make the sacrifice. Everybody's not here for that. But, that's what it would take for me, and we'd have to have the goal of making history. That's what life is about, man. It's exciting when you're trying to do something that everyone says can't be done and shan't be done. But for us to sit around and watch the news and say, oh, that little girl got shot. Did you hear about that? Oh, that's terrible. I feel like, I'm growing. I feel like I'm turning white.
Well, I feel like I may not necessarily need to live in every Black community, but I can participate in the community I'm in, as well as, other minority communities.
Mm. Well, I said that I would be okay. Okay, how do you define a Black community? And I'm going to put it, because we know there's only allegedly 10% of us in the country, 13%. So I'd give you that. Like, for me to be comfortable, I was just telling my wife, like, I just can't. I can't be the only Black guy on the block. That does nothing for me. That would kill my spirit. I would rather live on the worst block in Inglewood than live on the best block in Beverly Hills if it's just me. Now, if Tory and Jimi Hendrix and Money B was like, man, we're looking at property on that block in Beverly Hills, then yes, now we can do it, and then we can start talking to the other silverbacks. But and I know people think I'm just making this up, because I see the investment potential. The bigger risk we take, the bigger opportunity there is to make money. Self Love was saying it earlier, put the work into it. Find the craftsmen, the Black ones who can do the work, respect and honor their craft, and pay them for the work that they do. Restore those places that our parents may have owned or our ancestors lived in. Breathe love into the community, as opposed to that fear and sacrifice. When a child like that child dies, we don't just say, did you hear about it? No, there's a fund. And we have a parade, or we have a a major funeral, and we come out and we spend money for that family. And that's jamming what happened. No, we need to change our whole lexicon and our mindset on how we take care of ourselves, because if we don't handle our own affairs, then white supremacy is going to continue to handle our own affairs for us. Now, I want to take this into a quick 2-minute video as we wrap up here. This one's on how to rebuild. But as they're bringing that up, anybody got a comment?
Man, what you're saying, it seems like it may be a I don't want to say like a revitalization or like a like we're trying to get back to a like a Black Wall Street. I mean, that's what I'm hearing you say.
Yes, that's exactly what you're hearing me say.
And
yes.
That is that would be a sacrifice for plenty. One, because of all the businesses that you are referring to. Sometimes it seems as if we may not want to actually do that sort of work.
Correct. We don't.
Make sense?
We don't.
So and that's the sacrifice where,
but that's a sacrifice your dad made, and that's the sacrifice our ancestors made. G, go ahead, Money B, keep talking.
No, you're right. But so they made those sacrifices so we don't have to do that. And
no. They made those sacrifices so that you can push those sacrifices forward and to continue to sacrifice for your people and for your family. That's my opinion. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So all right. So if you think about the jobs that we had, let's just say, what, 40, 50 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you mean like the steel mill, the auto manufacturers, all of that, the good jobs. Yeah.
Or you know what? Even
Porter.
Who's doing that now? You
Hispanics.
Like exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like that's the part where, again, that kind of I don't know if I have a word for it, but
it's ignorance. We got too uppity, bro. I'll say it. I mean, I know you don't want to say it, and I respect you. It's like we have.
No, I just couldn't think of the word. But yes,
I got you.
Yes,
we
are better than that now.
Correct. Yeah, we have a certain white privilege that we haven't earned, that we don't deserve, but that's because if our children can see better, then they would be better. And all they're seeing is nonsense coming out of culture vultures, coming on the internet, coming out of TV, coming out of these so-called influencers and celebrities. Everybody's telling me you're going to shake your booty up that pole to $1 million. And that's where, if we're in our communities and not scattered, because the goal of white supremacy is to scatter the best of us and pull us from where we're from and scatter us all over the place. See, it's divide and conquer. That's the goal of white supremacy. And this is just me talking. It doesn't affect TATN.
More than that, that it's employing our genius to their deviousness.
Correct. Yep. Wow. Yeah, we got a whole show coming up on that. You're right, and because we had Stacy on here, worked for big Monsanto boy, and she didn't want to talk because she had signed papers, and I understand. And big Monsanto boy, they gangsters. You might as well come over here and talk about the moles and the bloods. Can do this and do that to your, to your gonads. You know what I mean? If you're talking about big Monsanto, I'm telling you, bro. So yes, and she's talented.
I'm wondering if we can say that on here.
I don't think we can even. Well, we didn't say any of that. We wouldn't be saying nothing about small ups to Monsanto, and
y'all going to a black screen again.
Yes, we're about to get yeah. But to your point, Self. To your point, though, you were saying that we're using our skills. They're using our skills,
genius.
To destroy us against.
Yes, to their deviousness.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And while we sit idly by and complain about it, we'll complain about the record companies, but we won't start a record company. And then just because we're not in our communities and all on one accord like it used to be, bro. We used to be on one accord. Everybody, black people can't agree. No, we used to be on one agenda, though. We knew what the fuck shit from white supremacy was. And a majority of our young ones moved in a certain direction. A majority of them had a place to go, whether it might be the Nation of Islam, whether it might be, this church, whether it might be that. They had a place they were going that was getting them some right knowledge to be able to prepare themselves for this. Go ahead.
It was before we had a choice. Before we had a choice.
That exactly was right, bro.
80% marriage rate.
Yeah.
Money rotated in the community.
We weren't homeless.
20 times.
At least.
20 plus times. And it. And everywhere where we were left alone, just leave us alone. You can't, we thrive. They just leave us alone.
And production, let's run that video. We're going to get that in and then we'll wrap this up because I want to get that in. And great points, Self Love.
Yes, sir.
Those are great points. We have to stop doing that. That's one thing about America, boy. They're going to give you that money and you're going to use all your skills against your own people.
Don't even know it, though.
I was going to say, whether you know it or not. Yeah. And they're going to underpay you while you're doing it.
Block busting back in the 1960s. Homes abandoned when urban flight took hold.
Talking about the Cold Spring Homestead Montebello community, and that's where 11 News reporter Lisa Robinson joins us live. She has details on the city's plans to rebuild. Lisa.
If they
Take
cut
a look
us off,
behind me, and you can see that there's one down and one started of the last two of the 98 homes to be demolished on Tivoli Avenue. Baltimore City workers, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, and members of the Cold Spring Homestead Montebello community applaud the demolition of the last two houses in the area today. Kevin Chapman used to live here.
For memories. Yeah, I took pictures of it when they first started tearing it down. I'm still taking pictures just for my personal scrapbook.
Was one of the areas hit
He
hardest
ain't ever owned
by
nothing.
the block busting back in the 60s. And we watched as our population declined. Businesses shut their doors. Communities were abandoned.
With more than 50% of the properties on Tivoli Avenue vacant, abandoned, or deteriorated,
Look at
the
that.
homes have become a haven
That's
for drug dealing
opportunity.
and other crimes.
We could flip a
Community asked
house.
the city
We
to
could
step
flip a
in.
community.
There were 13 homeowners and 28 renters on the block.
One house
who've
at a
been
time.
moved out of this bad situation into new homes at no expense to them. And it allows us to have a new beginning here, working with the community.
The project got underway in 2008, but money shortages and litigation held up the project. Mark Washington helped spearhead the revitalization here.
What we want to see here is affordable housing, okay? We want to see the density decreased. We want to see affordable housing spring up here and use that as a catalyst and springboard for
And I want to see the black people doing the work.
rejuvenation of the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, and I want to see the black companies doing it. See, he's still playing that white supremacy game. They're all still playing it.
And explanation. I don't need him to be saying that.
Of course not, but he's out there trying to get the bag from the program money.
Andre, it's great to
They
have
said the
you.
money dried up when it was supposed to be going to black people, but now, you got him out there, and they're going to get that money back out. And then they're going to gentrify the area after they fix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All a
It's
part
si-
of their process.
They said affordable housing, but
Affordable housing, yeah.
how affordable is it?
Hey, it's going to be very affordable for the caliber of people we want to put here.
Yeah, and then
Period.
money be seriously though, and self love seriously, and brother Pullen,
Completely, yes.
honestly, what has always made, the camaraderie, it'd be whether all the brothers are in the house of like minds, I notice what pink people will do. They'll get a plot of land. Self has talked to it, but I was researching itself. It's a lot of infrastructure. I prefer it's smarter to find a place that's bankrupt and take it over because all the piping and all the infrastructure is done. It's done. And then we can start, gating it off and, you can have this plot half acre and do it how we want to do it. But my point is that motivates me. I think that, men of who like challenges, and And I think their wives and everybody would come on board as long as they knew, okay, wait, we're doing what? You know, if I tell my wife, you know, I'm moving to Inglewood, you know, well, you moving by yourself, nigga. You know what I mean? I mean, it wouldn't be like that, but you know my point. You know, but if I said, hey, you know, I've got 50 guys behind me and we've been talking and this is what we're looking to do, you know, and pick a property and you can fix it up any way you want. You know what I mean? And we've got Andre Pullen's brother, Cake. You know, he's got the guys lined up that's going to start doing the work. And then we can all invest in those companies before we pull the trigger so that we're all making money on top of money, on top of money, on top of money, on top of money. I mean, you know, and then Money B, I'll say this. Even if you say, well, that's not for me because I work out here, I respect that. Chicago's a mess. You can't be driving through that snow. You can kill yourself. You know, one day going to work will be 4 hours. I get it. Getting to the airport. So you could still flip a property, be part of it, you know, guarantee us that you're not going to rent it out to fuckery, you know.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And you can still be a part of that and you're still making money. You know, it's just that men of reason like us, we have to get together, sit down, plot it. And that's the first Silverberger meeting. You know, we probably don't want to talk about it here on the Baphomet's thing. It's like the Bilderberger meeting where they go off and meet in secret. You know, everybody from Obama to the Queen of England. You know what I mean? Big ups. And so we'll do our own. You know, it'll grow. Men of reason. And first it'll be the men of reason. And then we'll figure out a strategy to get the men of financial means to come to the second Silverberger meeting. You know, man, we just got to do the shit. Bro, we can make history. They can throw dirt on our casket and say this guy worked for Human Resources and did a job and nobody would ever remember, except for nobody would ever give a fuck. You know? Somebody can say 9 Mills did a podcast and nobody would give a fuck. We can make history, bro. We could make history. You know, most of our kids at our age are graduating and getting to that point. You know, you know what I mean? They're getting to a point where they can think on their own, and you know what I'm trying to say. You know, and it comes down, bro, to a private school, or we're all going to send our kids to that school. Imagine 50 to 100 silverbacks come in, and all those go to the worst school. What I'm saying is, it would be a beacon of hope. We move over there and call a meeting between all the people on the block. And not that we're here to tell y'all how to do nothing. No, we're here to be a resource for you guys. But if you come down this block, we got our own private security. They've been on authority to shoot the shit out of you until we get this cleaned up. What do y'all say about that besides the shooting? I know y'all don't like talking about that on the internet. You know?
Hey.
Yeah.
When I came up, there were men. The men were present.
Oh my God, they was. Self. Go ahead, talk on it. Oh my God, I remember these men. Oh my God, they'll pop up out of nowhere. Go ahead.
Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, y'all shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? And there's
y'all keep fucking around like that. I'm gonna tell your mama.
So many, so many reasons.
Hold on. Not I'm gonna tell your mom. I'm gonna tell your daddy. Go ahead, Self. Go ahead.
Yeah. So many reasons that they're not there or not present. You know, some of them are, all of them are programming, but some of them have been like through women's lib, when Black women decided that, you know, they should be part of that, and
they were going to be misinformed by white women, like the way we've been misinformed by white men since we got here. But go ahead. Yeah.
Mills, I say tell your mama, because my mom was more of the disciplinarian. She was the one that had the heavy hand. My old man was like, "Hey,
No, and I say that as well too, bro. I mean, it was the same way. I mean, and we normally say that because there wasn't any fathers in the picture, but we're changing the lexicon where it's no more of that. Tell your mama. No, the discipline is to be handled by the discipline is to be handled by the silverbacks. You know what I mean? That's where the discipline is supposed to come from. You know, and you know, anything that you got from your mom is just warm up. That's I'm telling you, man. That's how you're supposed to be raising your kids. Anything you're getting from your mom is just warm up. You know what I mean? Because when the silverback comes to the crib, I'm getting in your ass.
True. I mean, you also heard, wait till your father gets home. You know?
Correct.
Some people had that too. I hear you.
But no, I know your point. I know your point. And I'm saying it's going to be so many men that the knee-jerk reaction ain't going to be, I'm telling your mama. It's going to be all us. Imagine, it's me, you, Tori. It's pulling. It's cake seeing my son or grandkid out there doing something and saying, I'm telling 9. Right. That's what that is. You see the difference?
No, it's going back. It's shutting it down and then telling.
Exactly.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's shutting it down and then telling. It ain't even no I'm a tell. It's shutting it down.
And what Self was saying about those men, they came at you in a point where,
man,
you were going to do it. Right?
No, you were going to do it because
you were going to do it.
We were raised to be
man,
like
you was going to do it. You had a reason to believe that they was going to make you like you. They didn't come at you like y'all shouldn't be doing that.
No, just cut that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Right.
how the Silverbacks move, bro. Some of them might have been El Rukin, some of them might have been old deacons in churches and stuff. But it's so funny you say that because I used to be on the southeast side. You show pull up. Some of them might have been cops off duty. Yep, but they'll show pull up out of nowhere. That black presence, that man. Yep. What the hell are y'all doing? You come out of no. I don't know if it's an angel. God sent you something. You be just about to do something stupid. Go ahead, Self.
Yeah, it was just a blessing that we had that. And we've lost that. Like, since we've had choices and being able to live in other places and out of reach of each other, there's been a whole lot of disconnect. And I think that's where the whole you got to get out of here principle came. But it went too far because it took all of the role models, all of the promise.
Bro, I was in Calumet Park and all these people own homes, not all of them, but you know what I mean, and families, and their thing was gotta get out of Cal Park. It's like, where's everybody going? And there wasn't people killing everybody in Cal Park. So I mean, it wasn't, Highland Park when I was there in high school, but it was the same thing. Gotta get out. And I bet you when Pullen was in Harvey, it was gotta get out of Harvey. What are we talking about? Our communities aren't prisons.
Yeah, mine definitely wasn't. So
Not at all. Not at all.
But one thing, we did move right back into here, and it was nothing like when I left. You know what I mean?
It was better.
No, I'm saying when we left,
it was worse.
Yeah, when we went to college. When I went to college, we moved back here, it was a completely different place. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, Self. What's a better investment for you? Your house where you are now, or your house in Homewood? Because I know you're in real estate and you know all of that. What do you think would be a smarter investment, being unbiased about it?
The place where I'm at now.
See? And that's what we're talking about with gentrification. Correct. And that's what we're talking about, Money B. We got to be smart, man.
I've owned this house since ownership since 68, since before I was even born.
So in other words, the black gentrification from the black flight would be this. They'll see a guy walking around with a distressed flag, walking a dog down the alley, you know what I mean? Speaking words, using words and intelligence and coming across people, right? That would be the flag to our community that, gentrification is coming. But guess what? It's a different type of gentrification. It's the silverbacks are back. You know what I mean? It's a gentrification of hope. And we could do that. See, education, they always say is the key. It is the key. It's the key to an individual's freedom and that individual's family's freedom. But then if we're going to sit around and care about what's going on to our people, then if we care, then I would say that we have to, like you were saying, Money B, be engaged in our community, whether we live there or not. And I think that's what we can all agree upon. Dennis Stallings was saying it too. I want to be there. I got to be there. But it does get weird, man, when we're not doing anything from the place where we came from.
Yeah, I mean, if you just leave and it's in the rearview mirror. Yeah, that's
culpable.
But do we owe that? Do pink people feel a sense of that? I mean, is that an unfair question? When pink people grow up in a poor area, do they give back to their communities? I don't know.
Some not. Like, you know what I mean? It's really on the person. Like it you know, we're all
They're
here
not at the
for a
bottom, though.
purpose. We're all here for a purpose. And some of them are, you know, they get the EBT way more than we do. You know,
Yeah.
so some of them is on they're not on the bottom though, but
But
they still
if you clean them up and put them in a Gucci suit, they'll be getting paid more than you on that job with your
oh
2
yeah,
degrees
same job.
than you.
I agree.
But go ahead, bro. And
I'm
that's
just saying, like,
yeah,
there's more of them on that than us.
correct.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Facts.
And we just gotta do the best that we can. I digress because I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where you was going with it, man. I mean, yes, we got to build. You know, we got to do for self.
Yes,
and when we talk,
that's what
and that's what we're talking about when we say self-love.
Yes.
You know, people take that the wrong way. They think we're talking about selfishness or self-centeredness to a certain extent. But somebody said it earlier, it was cake. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else.
Period.
True. Very true.
And we are to love each other as we love ourselves.
It's just weird, man, that we feel an obligation. But I guess we should because we owe it to our ancestors. We're at the bottom. Not only do we owe it to our ancestors, we owe it to our progeny.
We also have to recognize that we were once at the top.
Correct. And we will what?
Be at the top again.
Correct.
But we are at the bottom, and we have to recognize that it is beyond. You have to. It's no way you cannot see that.
So we got Ace, who's a city.
But it's difficult though. It's difficult because a part like that history was stripped.
It's been told.
You know what I'm saying? There are some people that don't realize that they come from, that royal lineage.
Facts. Ace said he's in Beverly East over there in the Chi, and I'm starting to see the pink people pick off a house on every single block. The Latinos are buying houses over here as well. My home value has jumped almost 100,000 in 5 years. And that's what I'm saying about people moving around.
Yeah.
This guy has stuck it out because he's not pink. Sent his kids to, good schools. Knew how to move because he knew how to move. His kids weren't going to be out there. Every time you looked up, he was somewhere with his kids, investing in his kids, coaching and doing things like that. And now he's getting a reward, his property, and he'd be a fool to sell it now. Well, I don't want to say a fool. I don't like that term, but he'd be dumb to sell it now because he's right there on the lakefront and those pink people are coming. And I value.
No, not that place.
Oh, that's right. He did move. He did. Yeah, that's right. He did buy a house
East
over in
Beverly.
Oh, he did buy a house in East Beverly. He sold the apartment over there. I bet you that one went up in value.
I'm not sure. I haven't checked on that.
Bro, those pink people over there, he had a condo on the lakefront.
I know.
And
exactly where
yes, on the lakefront. And when those pink people come back, big, huge 3-4 bedroom and hardwood floors. When those pink people come back, that's going to be what? $500,000.
I think it's bigger in your mind than it actually is.
Oh yeah, it was probably two bedroom.
Yeah, it was 2 bedrooms, but you are exactly right though about the
400 grand because where it's at.
The back door. You walk out the back door and down the stairs, and you in the park. You're in Rainbow Beach Park, and the lake's right there.
And see, Self, man, you've been saying it. I've been saying, man, yeah, Silverdale was great, but man, we plugged enough in the shot. I mean, that South Shore area, boy.
I think that'd be a secondary situation because we need a place where we control
everything.
Yeah, we are the decision makers.
Yeah, you're right.
As a group, and not know.
No, you're right. I
Body with
just
they
always love that area,
coming
boy.
with their hands out talking about some y'all. Well,
Yeah, you're right.
I was seeing how y'all move, and I like what y'all was doing.
We
And
voted, but we voted.
I wanted to be a help. No, they ain't even on the vote tip. I wanted to be a help. I wanted to be a help, but yeah, my hands, itching. It needs something in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You talking about the city that works? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Let me hold something. Let me hold something.
Yeah. And if they can't get it that way, then guess what's next? They're gonna vote to raise everybody's property taxes in that area.
Yeah.
So you're right. They'll do that in a minute.
That's why I was saying unincorporated, but still places. I understand what you're saying. That bankrupt. That's a great point.
One of them places that's bellied up.
It's some unincorporated places that got all of the infrastructure already out there. That's what I'm talking about. And those are pretty much the bankrupt ones.
Yep. And those shell game has run out. All the jobs have left. Yep.
Man.
And so that's what we're doing. We're coming in with 50 silverbacks initially, a wave of 50 silverbacks. Hopefully 20 of those would have their own businesses that they'd be willing to set up. And we're talking about a co-op type of situation, a corporation. We moved away from co-ops to socialists. Corporation, all of the main infrastructure is owned by the silverbacks, meaning the grocery store, right? Everything that we're beholden to is owned by the silverbacks. The main restaurants we all sit down and spend our money on, and hey, I'm going to go out to dinner, and your wife wants to go out to dinner, and we go spend money on white supremacy, and they spit on our food in the back and put pubic hairs. Y'all don't know white people like I know white people, but I know white people, and y'all know white people do. And if y'all don't think they're putting pubic hairs and spitting on y'all food in those areas, you are fucking wrong. And
those would be pink people, right?
Yeah, those would be pink people. You are right. Those would not be white people. Yes. Thanks for the clarification, bro. You are 100% right.
Sorry, my camera wasn't on, though.
No, and let me apologize to all the white people out there. You know what I mean? Because, let me apologize to the white ones. Anybody got something to say? Because I do want to just go into the origin. We're going to skip the last. It's a 15-minute city, and I don't want to run it because it's by CNBC, and the Baphomet's been on us. But it's a great video. It's 2 minutes. It's on CNBC, on YouTube. It's called 15-Minute City, something to that nature. You guys might want to check that out after the show. The producer's in my ear. So I want to just get into the second part of our topic today. The origin of 420. Does anyone know? And I'll leave you out of this, Self, because I know you know. But does anyone know the origin of 420?
So, I thought I read this someplace, and I don't know if this is true or if it's folklore. 4 guys would get together at 4:20 p.m. and smoke somewhere in, I believe,
Cali.
somewhere in California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I heard too, bro. When I first moved to Cali, and that's what and the people who told me that were confirmed patriots, alt-right, zealots. Brother Pullen, you have any anything to add or anything to say about the 420, being that it's 420 today?
Well, for me, it's another day to celebrate, something that I never really looked at as a negative celebration, but not going into holidays, what people call holidays, but I'm celebrating today. Glad to be on the show. Real blessing on that. For what all I know, let's celebrate today, 420. It's like my birthday today.
Big ups, big ups. So now 420, if you Google it, April 20th, infamous man in history, Adolf Hitler, was born into this world. 420 was created in the state of California. That was correct. It was created in Northern California. That was that was correct. It was created by alt-right white nationalists. This movement has been going on here since the 90s, people. And nobody was taking it seriously. And when I first moved to Cali, those white boys was telling me that this wave was coming. And I was telling them I ain't worried about it because I don't live around y'all. And so long of it is the 420 is their little code, and they'd be at high schools and colleges, and everybody that was with the 88, which is another thing for SS, and then HH, which, you know, I don't want to say too much because YouTube's going to think I'm a patriot. But my point is that 420 was their way of paying homage to Adolf Hitler. That's literally where 420 came from. Has absolutely nothing to do with black people smoking marijuana. Now, if we choose, like any other holiday here that we've come to figure out has nothing to do with us, some of it literally has to do with hanging us and racial connotations. If we choose to continue to celebrate it and perpetuate it, then I want us to move forward with the knowledge of the truth. And I want us to as well move forward and tell our kids so that we're not ignorant. You know what I mean? As to the true nature of 420. Self Love, you got anything to say? What's that, bro? Hold on. What was that, Mike?
No, I was just saying that's ignorant. That's ignorant. I know you're a South Park fan, so that's why.
Ignorant.
Self, anything to add to the 420?
Well, there's a lot of things that happen on 420, and you know, which this video that got in production, you know, I'm not sure if we're gonna run or not, but
no, go ahead and run it. Yeah, so no, a lot of stuff. Go ahead.
But yeah, what the so-called
I didn't mean run it. I didn't mean run it. Say it. Say it. I'm my fault, Self. Go ahead. What were you saying to 420? Yes, there's a lot of stuff that happened. No, talk about it. There's a lot of stuff that happened on 420. Talk to us.
Well, you know, Columbine happened on the 420.
These aren't coincidences, people.
You know.
Well, we'll run the video, but I forgot about that though, Self. There's a lot of other stuff that happened on 420, but the reason it happens is because that's when Schittler was born.
Yeah, some of it, people were born on it. Some famous people, some people were signed. That might have been, I don't know. Ooh.
He might have just said he was born. We really don't even know where he comes from and where's his family. We don't talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about it. Schittler was a spook. Fuck.
April 20th, 1889.
dass dann Deutschland nicht mehr länger untätig zusehen könnte.
Adolf Hitler, dictator of Nazi Germany who ruled for more than a dozen years, is born in Austria. Hitler's Third Reich brought World War II and the Holocaust that killed 6 million Jews in Europe. 1999.
They didn't care who they shot at. They were just shooting. And then they throw a grenade or they threw something that blew up.
2 students go on a shooting rampage at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. They kill a dozen classmates and a teacher inside the school before taking their own lives. 1980, the first Cubans sailing to the United States as part of the massive Mariel boat lift arrive in Florida. Over the next few months, more than 125,000 Cubans reached the U.S. by boat.
How many kilos of cocaine was on that
from
boat?
Fidel Castro's regime.
That's what loaded them there.
1939.
Right.
There's no question in my mind. This is the greatest game that has ever been invented.
Baseball Hall of Famer Ted Williams makes his major league debut with the Boston Red
Baseball,
Sox.
boy.
And 1951. Luther Vandross, whose romantic songs include
Could he
Here
be
and
the
Now,
reincarnation of
is born
Hitler?
in New York. Today in history, April 20th.
I mean, he's singing about all
Neil
love,
Lamb
bro.
on the Associated Press.
Came out, you know what I'm saying? He's a same-sex type of guy. Hitler would have been against that completely. If there is reincarnation, Adolf Hitler came back as the rest of soul, homosexual Luther Vandross. Look at that. So, anybody anything to say? You gentlemen. Oh wait, I don't want y'all to bail out yet. But do y'all have any big ups? Any thing y'all want to say? Because we do have a name game we're going to play. That's going to take 10 minutes, but then we're done because the producer's on her way home and I got to get dinner going. So, anybody?
Couple shout outs, couple big ups. Want to big up Zoned In Sports Marketing.
Yes.
Want to big up Jerkworks Catering. as well as back to balling. So that's personal training for those that play basketball, and Ivy Grace Boutique. So those.
Bro, Back to Balling, is that a national company or is it local there?
Local.
Okay.
Local in the Glenview, Evanston, Skokie.
I love
area.
that. Man, I would have loved to have been part of that, coming up, having that as a resource.
Yeah.
Man, because I'd be thinking every day what I left on the table. Everybody was telling me not to eat all that crap, drinking all those pops and all nonsense. Boy, but go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You were doing your big ups. My bad.
No, that's pretty much it. Shout out to the noobs, KSLOD, of course. Yo. And again, I would just want to say thank you for having me on the show.
Man, appreciate you doing this, Snoop. And Brother Pullen, you got any big ups before we kick off the 420 version of the game name?
Yeah, I want to give big ups to the Self Luv Show, and big ups to the Greater Beta chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, and everybody involved in community service. That's a huge thing. All those things are huge to me. So big ups to that, and let's build this community.
Man, well said. Let's get that, what do you call that? Let's guide them right, because if they can see better, they'll be better. And sacrifice, y'all. That's what it comes down to. One thing I'm getting is that if we don't hang together, men, they're going to pick us off one by one, meaning we'll hang separately. And remember, if there is a revolution, it's going to be within. It's going to be a personal revolution. But if there is an external revolution, that revolution will not be televised. That revolution will not be on YouTube. And, well, you're low-hanging fruit if you're already living around them and there's not enough around you. I guarantee you, you're low-hanging fruit. So we're going to play the game. I don't know if I think Brother Pullen's familiar with the game because he's a friend of the show, and Money Be Yourself. I mean, I see you in here a lot, but I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the game. He's out of the West Coast. He fancies himself some sort of a rapper. Some say he might be a gang member or something, but he fancies himself a rapper.
The gang? No.
Yeah. You guys. He's from Compton. You guys familiar with him?
Yeah, big up to the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no. I have to ask because some people might not be familiar, and then we got some people don't listen to it, right? Brother know me. He don't listen to it. He can't understand one word any rapper has ever said.
He couldn't even listen to my song. Said I don't know what he's talking about.
Let's go to the middle. I'm going to go a random part in the middle where he's dropping names. Dre. Well, it's probably a bad song, but he did drop 2 names in that. So anyway, the game, he drops names in almost every song he does, and big ups to him. We love the way he moves. So we fashion a game. It's called the name, quote, game, end quote. And so how this game works is you may or may not get a free clue. Okay. You guys are playing against one another. It's okay to blurt. But if you blurt the wrong answer, we want you to blurt. But if you blurt the wrong answer, you're going to be muted and you are going to lose. And for these first 3 questions, you're going to lose 1 point. Okay. Here we go. The first series of points are worth a total of 6. So for each clue you get, they're going to deduct a point that you can possibly earn for the final point. All right. So trust me, it's easier than you guys think. All right. Here we go. This is the game name game. And I think, is it the Jeopardy music? Nah, that'll drive me crazy.
Name game.
Yeah, the game name game. Are you ready, scorekeeper? You know what? Let me get my pen just as a backup.
Yeah, man. Last week, man, when Kareem was on, y'all was going back and forth with that. And that was just like
no. It's
I
just
couldn't keep up.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're both doing it now. Actually, his scoring, I meant to talk about that. To send a text to, was that the one when KB was on there? Was KB? Well, yeah. Well, anyway, here we go. Here we go.
It was a bunch of discrepancies.
Yeah, no, his scoring was right. You know, it was just, it was a matter of interpretation, is what he was trying to say.
It really was. That's what I was saying that night. But,
Yeah, it's a matter of interpretation. All right, here we go. But I would expect him, the guy I've known since, I was 17, to be able to know the interpretation as opposed to my club Pullen and two other random people in the chat who got my interpretation. You know what I mean? But I mean, hey,
but I got the interpretation.
I mean, yeah, hey, it was fair. I went back and I listened to it. I said, I see exactly where he's coming from. I did say that. All right, you know what I mean? And you were right. But if I were your dean, which could have never happened, you know what I mean? There could have still may have been an issue. Now, if you were my dean, which could have happened.
Well, that would be an issue. But if you were my dean, I would have said, "You're right, sir," and just rolled with that.
Likewise, you know what I mean? Likewise, yeah. Actually, you probably wouldn't have said anything. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. All right, here we go, guys. All right. We're gonna start out the game. That's right, Brother Pullen be knowing the scoring too. So here we go. This running back is considered the GOAT by many Chicagoans.
Walter Payton.
Who said Walter Payton?
Ding, ding, ding.
Now, Money B, you quick.
All right, that's Money B. All right, you were going to give him 6 points for that, Self, because since he
got a 1 pointer.
What's that?
I thought it was a 1 pointer.
Oh, no. He would have, if you guess wrong, they're going to deduct a point.
Okay.
All right.
With you. Okay.
Yeah. Come on now, you're the head knocker. This guy is not the head knocker. Right? I think Money B is what, a 9 club? No, you're
9 club, baby.
9, yeah, 9. That's 3 threes. This guy's listening better than you.
Now hold on. Do I have 3 threes right here?
Yeah, you got 3 threes. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But I'm gonna give you a pass, Brother Pullen, because you did get the scoring right last week when my club Self Love had it all twisted. So
well, he fairly answered the question correctly. But go ahead.
He did. All right, here we go, y'all. We're gonna move on. The game takes too long because of my banter. All right, here we go. All right. Free clue. This individual was born and raised in the city of Chicago on the South Side. Definitely raised since an very early age in Chicago. Free clue. Here we go. Slavery was a choice.
Kanye West.
Ding, 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 ding. We were looking for Kanye West. We were definitely looking for Kanye West. That's another 6-pointer. Oh, man, look at Money B. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to change over and start doing me some TP reports for the human resources. This guy's on point. Yeah, here we go. This is the last one of the first 6-pointers. All right, last one of the 6 pointers. The next one's going to go up. So you'll have a chance, Brother Pullen. The next one's going to be worth more points. So keep your head in the game here. Here we go. I mean, your kids could be watching, for God's sakes. There's no pressure. All right, here we go. This individual was born and raised in the great city of Chicago, Illinois, on the South Side. Here we go. Became a state basketball champion after defeating Evanston High School in the state championship as a junior. Defeated Evanston Township High School as a junior and became state champion.
Kevin Garnett.
Benji Wilson.
Okay. Brother Pullen is in the negative. Kevin Garnett was not, in fact, born and raised in Chicago. Kevin Garnett, in fact, moved to Chicago from South Carolina when he was 17 years old, then started throwing up gang signs and doing everything. But, he had his head tilted a certain way that I may or may not have been okay with. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what it was. But Kevin Garnett, who gets big ups and nothing but love, is not from the great city of Chicago. He is from South Carolina. And I might be from the same place where Allen Iverson? No, that's wrong. But anyway, here we go. Because Iverson's from Virginia. But here we go. Benji Wilson. And that is another 6-pointer for Money B, the 9 club. All right. So so Money B has
I only knew that because I was in, I think, 6th grade when Evanston went down to the chip. I was like, man.
I fashioned that because he's a Thornton guy, you know, and he's younger, so it's kind of harder for him. But you were in Evanston, so I was like, he might know that. Self knew it because he knows. Self was watching Benji win that state championship. You know what I mean? Evanston had what was Evanston's player name? I forgot his name. He was
Everett Stevens.
Everett Stevens.
Yeah. Went to Purdue.
I think he went to Purdue, but he never panned out.
He
went to the league, but like he was only there for
he broke state.
I don't know how long. Yeah.
I don't think he ever needed the money. He always came off to me like his parents had college degrees and he had other things going for him besides putting that basketball in the hoop. I could be wrong. I didn't know the guy personally, but I always thought those Evanston kids, but they did recruit out of the hood. But Evanston wasn't always what you said it was. Evanston used to be a lot more bougie than it is now. Just like Homewood Flossmoor, where Self Luv had moved to, it used to be a lot more bougie and had a lot more. Yeah, it was a lot more prestigious. Let's put it that way, brother.
So right now, at this point, we're at 18 to 7. I mean, to
-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a 7. I know 19, you can't.
Hold on. You know what? It just so
19
happens that I happen to have this. I don't know if you can see this.
That's number 22.
That's Everett Stevens.
Look at that, Everett Stevens. Yeah, I remember him always finger rolling, could never really get above the rim completely. I always felt like he was overrated.
Someone said that's Benji, but I don't know if that's true.
Underneath, hold it up further. I can't see. That looks like Benji. Yeah, I'll put a picture up of Benji. So yeah. And you can tell me if what you look. Can you zoom in on the Benji part and make that part bigger without losing too much resolution?
See, you can see a 2 on the jersey, but I don't know if you can.
Is he done? No, that ain't Benji. Benji would have beat that shit. Benji ain't going. That's
Come on, dude. Hold on.
That's not Benji. Benji wouldn't be taking that charge under the rim like that from that dude. I'm telling you, Benji was dominating that game. That's Benji. You see his haircut? Look at Benji's haircut. He was known to have kept a low-cut Bronx, rest his soul, and we called that the Bronx, and he had to cut down the middle. He's one of the first guys that had that part going down that middle. He made that famous nationwide. And he'd have a ball head, and those guys, it was a South Side thing. Those guys would find somebody with the sharp edging clippers. You could have a ball head and a part. It was a thing. And the Hoopers used to have it, didn't they, Self? And Benji made that famous. So that is not him doing that. I want to say I know who that is, but I can't think. Benji may not have beat it, but he would have fouled him. What I'm saying is that's not Benji. Benji was giving you none of that. No, not in the chip. All right, but we digress. Here we go. Rest his soul, too. All right, here we go. Hey, are we in the next series with it? Are these the big points, Self? 12 points, right? These are 12 pointers.
Yeah, it's the second round of points.
Yeah, so these are worth 12 points, gentlemen. And the score currently is 18 to -1. Here we go. This individual was born and raised in the city of Chicago. This former mayor's son is a former mayor of Chicago. The boss.
Daily.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, the former mayor's son is a former mayor of the city of Chicago. Good job, Brother Pullen. So that gets Brother Pullen on the board. He's got -11. All right. And the questions get a little more difficult as we move on. So, and Brother Pullen's a friend of the show. I expect him to get some of these answers. It's not his fault. Some of them have never been heard, but we're not going to punish friends of the show who are attentive and watching the show. You know, this is his advantage. Just like nobody's going to punish you for going off to school and getting a college degree. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Preparation. Here we go. All righty. This Give you a free clue. This pink person, definitely pink, not white. This pink person was born and raised in the great city of Chicago in Big Upstorm. Here we go. Animal House. Animal? Who said that?
No, John Belushi.
Well,
they're both.
The first answer, he would have been muted, and he loses a point. So that takes him down to how many points, Self? And mute him.
17.
Mute him. And so we're going to continue on. This pink person was born and raised in Chicago. That's your free clue. Animal House. He died from a cocaine overdose. Made us money on Saturday Night Live. This guy's a head knocker.
I don't want to get the first name wrong.
His brother must have been his dean or something.
Joe Belushi.
Who'd you say?
Joe Belushi.
Yeah, well,
all right, well, man, first time in self-love history that we left points on the table. So wait, we're not going to leave points on the table. All right, so we're going to turn the mic on. So wait, let me count the clues. Hold on. We said Animal House, cocaine overdose, Saturday Night Live. All right, so unmute Money B. Here we go.
John Belushi. Man, I gave you the answer.
Ding, 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 ding.
I thought John Belushi was wrong.
Because you wasn't listening. He blurted out Jim, and he was wrong.
And then he said,
John over it, and I gave you a play.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking you said John was wrong. Like, man, what's the other name? Joe.
And y'all got to remember, he's younger, and he was out there in Harvey. So.
Okay.
So how many points?
You're right.
That was 12 minus 1, 2, 3. So that was a 9er. Damn, boy, you would have been right back in the game, brother Pullen. You'd have been
still in the game. I'm still in the game.
I hear you, bro. Yeah, you're right. You're right, because the last one. But here we go. So this is this question 3 in this segment, the final of these segments? I believe so. Yes, because the first was daily. All right, here we go. Last one of the 12 pointers, people. Last one. I'll give him pink. I'll give him pink. Free clue? No free clues. Your only free clue is I'll give him pink. Notorious Chicago North Side gangster.
Al Capone.
Ding, 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 ding. I gave you pink because I wasn't sure if he was white. So, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I mean, he was a gangster. You know what I mean? I don't think I had problems with Capone. They say he was bootlegging alcohol. We all drinking and doing the same shit that he was doing then. All right? Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Man was trying to run a business. Somebody made it illegal, you know. People were running these businesses before somebody decided to make this stuff illegal. You created an underground market, created crime, and yes, somebody was going to do it. So small ups.
Supply and demand.
That's it. So, Self, that was a full 12-pointer. And before we go into this third segment, can we get a score update, please? I think we lost our scorekeeper. See, this is what be happening.
34-11.
Yeah, and then he comes back with some cockamamie story about, we didn't do this and we didn't do that.
No. I sat here and
all right. You're adding it. I got you. So we're 34, Money B and LOD, representing LOD. And then we got Brother Pullen, who's a 3 club, representing all the 3 clubs with 11.
Close game. It's a close game.
Hey, I'm going to ask you a question. A point of inquiry, Brother Pullen. Was your brother your dean?
Yes, he was.
Okay, see how this could work out?
Yeah.
Not listening and shit. Can only be your little brother that you're going to allow. You know what I mean? Huh? This guy would have been in a hospital. Right? Here we go. They'd have carried you out on a gurney. No, we'd have got them together. Trust me.
He was tight when he was.
Yeah, I know he was tight. We all shit.
No doubt.
Oh no.
No doubt.
No doubt. And these guys were there, don't get me wrong. There's a, we're gonna have some banter. What happens when you can't.
Criminal minded. Shout out to Criminal Minded for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
sir.
Yeah. He's gonna patronize you while he kicks your ass up and down the block. So I know what he's doing, but all right, here we go.
Love for Criminal Minded.
So these are worth 18 points. And they get a little more difficult. And another thing, Paulin, these questions were designed for Money B and Cake. So some of these are unfair to you, but play the game. Right?
Okay.
It's a close game,
Yeah, we're not going to make excuses, but it was tailored towards, to make it more competitive. Here we go here.
Hard but fair.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay. This individual, free clue, was not born in the city of Chicago, but well-known household name among the city of Chicago. Here we go. Many, if not most, consider this man to be the godfather of house music.
Farley. Jack Master.
And we're going to mute him and also delete a point. First clue, godfather of house music.
Jack Master Funk.
All right, so unmute them, unmute them both. And we're going to subtract a point from Brother Pullen. All right, here we go. So this individual was not born in Chicago. Okay. That's your free clue. Many, if not most, house music historians consider this person to be the godfather of house music. The second clue, he made his bones as the resident DJ spinning at the music box.
Steve Hurley.
Who said Steve Hurley?
Yo.
This is the first time ever. You're going to mute him and deduct another point. We've never had 2 lost points in one round. But again, remember, this wasn't tailored for him. So, right. Yeah, we would expect it, Cake to be more competitive. All right, here we go. And nobody might get it. He replaced Frankie Knuckles as the resident DJ at the warehouse. All right, well, that one's gonna go to it. So we had Brother Pullen lost 2 points, and Money B only lost 1 point. Anybody Self Love? You want to take a guess at it?
Ron Hardy.
That is correct. And let's unmute Brother Pullen and get him back in the game. Brother Pullen, you should have known that though. You've watched those house shows. I don't know if you're sitting around in the dark. What's going on? Nice though. I like those Vegas backyards, man. I got a family in-law out there. You probably live around them, man, because I love them Vegas. Boy, they be chilling, bro. And the big fences and swimming pools and stuff. All right, but here we go.
West side.
Huh?
I said I'm on the west side.
All right. Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be there April 30th. I'm going to see Mom, so we definitely gotta link up, bro. Yeah, up that weekend, man.
Those days off tomorrow.
Please do, and I ain't gonna fake you out. I'm gonna definitely be there that weekend. That's a Friday. I believe I'm driving. I might fly. Not sure yet. But here we go, y'all. Are we into the 18 pointers yet?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. That was
No.
18. That was the first 18 pointer.
Couldn't have been.
Well, according to what you said.
Let me double check this. The first 3 are worth 6.
Mm-hmm.
I was
The
at the
next
left.
3
Get 29.
are worth 12. So
Right.
Tori's right. So the Ron Hardy was the first of the 18. All right, so we got 2 more in the 18 series. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This individual was born in your free clue. This individual was born in Central Arkansas. Hall of Fame NBA small forward?
Scottie Pippen.
Who said Scottie Pippen? No tipping. Scottie Pippen is right. I thought the Central Arkansas would have got it. Got it for y'all.
That was a new clue on Scottie Pippen. You know.
Yes.
17?
Yes, because you watched the show, I'm giving some different clues that's on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17?
Yeah, because we had to give, well, we said we gave him one clue. So no, that's 18. He got 18.
You gave him Central Arkansas.
Yeah, that was a freebie. Yeah, that's 18. Look at Money B. I'm proud of you, bro.
R.I.P. to his son, man. I think he just lost his eldest son, too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, rip and condolences. Wow. Was that the athlete? One of them was a basketball. No, it ain't the one that's, one of them's good. Basketball player.
One of them is getting drafted.
Yeah.
One of them, he said he was a
Yeah.
good player too.
No, not that one. Not that one. That one plays
yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, because I would have heard about that. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you know, Pippen took the what word am I looking for? Scholarship. If you was rich, would y'all take the scholarship? I think I would too, because white supremacy. Yeah, I would take it. But no. I probably would use it to pay off some kid, black kid who goes to the school. You know what I mean? Pay their tuition. Maybe we can do some things like that. I mean, come on, black community. All right, here we go. But again, I'm having a fantasy with other people's money. But here we go, and their kids. All right, here we go. All right. This individual, free clue, was not born in Chicago. This individual was the founder of the El Rucan Nation, also known as the Black Pea Stones.
Jeff Fort?
Ding, 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 ding.
I heard Jeff Fort. Who said Jeff Fort?
Money B.
Money B, the 9 Club.
Yeah, he's demolishing the whole legacy.
Well, that was 18 points, right, Sal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all right, Money B. You have a chance. We've got 3 more questions. All right. And the last one's going to be the big one. But it's only 3 more questions. And let's run through these because I really have to get dinner started. So here we go. All right. Oh, Self Love. These are going to be worth 26 points.
Okay.
26 points. These next 3. Okay. Free clue. This entertainer pioneer is not from the city of Chicago. So this pioneer of entertainment is not from the city of Chicago. That's your free clue. This Kingston, Jamaica native was said to be the first to isolate the breakbeat in what later became known as hip-hop. This Kingston, Jamaica native was said to be the first to isolate the breakbeats, which were later used, which became known as hip-hop.
DJ Kool Herc.
Damn, boy, he pulled to his ancestors for that. Hey, bro, how'd you come up with that? How did you come up with that? Because I saw you struggling. What happened, bro? Did you Google it or what?
No, man, no. It was back here, and it just took a minute.
That's exactly who it was, bro. Yep, DJ Kool Herc. He's the father of b-boying, which is breaking, and he became well known on the Back to School Jam. And his government name, you know his government name? Government name for a bonus 5 points.
Clive. Because that's my dad's middle name, but I forgot his last name.
We'll give him 2 points on the bonus. It's Clive Campbell. Okay. Clive Campbell. Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah, boy. Now, the question is, do your kids know that? See? That's how you know your roots. See?
Actually, my youngest actually had a book on DJ Kool Herc. Yep.
Really? How? What made your youngest doing a paper or study? Like
No. We were in the library one day, so he saw the book, and I think I'm trying to remember what the cover was.
Probably said something about Jamaica or something. Wow, that's love, bro.
Yeah.
That is love. So did he ask you about him? Like, did he ask you, had you ever heard of him? Did your son ask you, like, Dad, what's up with Cool Herc?
No, I told him that he was a DJ, but I didn't realize his first name was Clive until he started reading the book.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And we got time for these two questions because the executive producer just put in there, she's on her way. So, but I do need to get things started. Yeah, as the executive producer, and big ups. All right, we're down to the last two. So that one, Self, was a 25-pointer. He got it off of the first clue, and then he got a bonus 2 points.
I thought you said 26. It was 25.
Oh, okay. We started with 26. Yeah, you're right. He was the first to isolate the break beat.
And he got the 2-point bonus.
So that's 27. What's the current score?
28. The current score is
28.
97 to 9.
All righty. Here we go. Again, that question, like the house questions, more geared towards Cake. I would have expected him to know that. And then this DJ Cool Herc would have been more geared towards, you know what I mean? It would have been more fair. So I want the nation to know that Brother Pullen is younger than us.
At least you're sitting there and being a trooper.
Yeah, and he's sitting there in the dark.
Respect the Money B. Yeah, I'm going to give him a light together.
Right. It's Money B on the show, so we're going to let him win. All right, but here we go. Here we go. All righty. This silverback was not born in the city of Chicago, but would be a household name to many Chicagoans from our era. This individual was said to have personally founded the growth and development movement.
Larry Hoover.
I heard Larry Hoover. Who said Larry Hoover? Larry Hoover is correct for the 26 points.
I had to get aggressive.
Well, he said that he knows all the street stuff. Yeah, he's from Harvey. They didn't have any Larry Hoover out. There was no folks no growth and development in Harvey. There was no gang stuff going on in those suburbs when he was growing up. Yeah, I used to play against Thornton. There was nobody throwing up pitchforks and throwing down to 5 when we came in there. I didn't see any of that. There was no Eisenhower Thornton fights going on, and some of it was gang undertones, and some of it was over the same.
We played Thornton.
Female.
I saw plenty of that, but I don't know.
It was there.
I'm being facetious, bro.
I know, bro.
Yeah, it was there. But you know why I was there, Self? I can remember a little period of time when I lived out west, all the way from the west side. And I was telling them we was moving somewhere, and they was like, no, they used to always be talking about moving out to Harvey. So it was always something going on about moving out to Harvey, and they had family out to Harvey, and same thing was going on in Compton at the same time. Everybody was going out to Lancaster and out to that. And then it becomes, where are we going? Where are we going? All right, but Money B, y'all got family. So here we go. We're down to 2 questions. 2 questions. Here we go.
We're off.
All right. This individual was born and raised on the city of Chicago, south side of the city of Chicago. Do not quote me. I believe may have been a Robert Taylor product, but Self will correct me on that. Just put a pin in that. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Scratch the Robert Taylor thing. Scratch that. Born and raised in the city of Chicago, definitely on the south side. Here we go. This Chicagoan was said to have penned the lyrics to the song Jesus Walks.
Kanye West.
Who said Kanye West?
Yo.
It was not. It was Andre Pullen. We're gonna mute him.
Okay, we're gonna mute Brother Pullen, and he loses the point. And I meant to change the scoring software. When you guess wrong, you lose the number of points. Right. We're going to adjust that next week. All right, here we go. Because you can't just be losing 1 point in these big rounds. You're right, because you might as well guess. All right, here we go. So, all right. Born in the city of Chicago and raised on the South Side. That was your freebie. He was said to have penned or written the lyrics to Kanye West's song Jesus Walks.
Was it Rhyme Fest?
Ding, 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 ding. Now, for a bonus 2 points, can you give us his government name? Government names people don't know. Can you? Because this man ran close. I'd say a successful alderman bid. He lost, but it was competitive.
I know he ran for office, but I don't remember his government name. No.
Well, in your defense, I can only remember his first name. Oh, no, his last name is Self Loves. So I do remember that now because that's my pneumatic device. And his first name is Che.
Yep. Che Smith. Yep.
What does Che mean? Does anybody know?
He's named after that leader. Was it Bolivia? That did a lot of stuff for Castro.
Yes. Yep. Che Guevara. Yes. Okay. Yes. It was I want to say Mexico. Might have been Mexico or it wasn't Bolivia.
Wasn't it Cuba? Am I thinking of Cuba?
Yeah.
He did a lot of stuff with Castro, but he wasn't from.
Correct. You're right, Self. You're right. They were doing that movement together. Yeah. And didn't they get whacked?
Yeah, he definitely got.
Yeah.
And Castro got the government behind them with the cases and stuff.
I don't know if Castro got him whacked, but I haven't looked that deep into it. But he got whacked because he was
actually used to work with his niece.
He was the impetus for a whole lot of revolution. They used him as a martyr. So
yeah,
you know, once he got whacked, they really.
Well, I worked with his niece, man, Fidel Castro's niece, bro, out here in LA. And just, man, like I be telling people in the Shy, you don't know who you're messing with. You know, that could be Larry Hoover's niece or Mayor Lori Lightblunt's, son. You know what I mean? And you don't know who you're messing with. And then you get the whole weight of the world on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I digress because I got to laugh at Lightblunt's son.
Well, big ups. All right, so now, what's the score right now before we go on to the last point? This last bonus point Self is going to be worth 52 points. So I want to see if Pullen even has a chance, but he can at least hold his head up with some respectability.
Yeah.
It's not his fault he doesn't listen and pay attention. I mean, whose fault is that?
No excuses.
Oh, my God. 123 to 36.
What's the record again? What's the record?
Well, we're scoring it different because you're playing against somebody, so yeah. Now, if you were doing this by yourself, we could have had you up against Pender. We'd have scored it differently. But, Self and I, we have to do some configuring because we have to be consistent. So I can change the scoring, Self. I just have to go back and make sure everybody, and
see the yeses and nos and is it right?
Correct.
Right, and then adjust.
Correct. Yeah. So we can change the scoring system. So this one's worth 52 points, and I'd say it's just for pride, Brother Pullen. All right. Yeah, for all the 3 clubs out there. And here we go. And this is the money ball.
Hey, 3 clubs was put in an impossible position all the time anyway, so don't worry about it.
Hey, you said money ball, so I gotta.
It wasn't even for you.
Oh yeah, this is the money ball, Money B. This is the Money B money ball. Yeah, that's how Self was. He's always making the G's feel better, Brother Paul. Yeah. I mean, I just know I told that son of a bitch to have some cheese on my sandwich, and some bitch decided to come in without cheese on.
No. You're confusing. You're mixing apples and oranges. You're mixing apples and oranges out there.
I mean, Self, I wasn't big ice cream dessert server, but
apples and oranges.
Damn. I was like, that's how Self. I mean, shit, I don't ask for much yet.
GP, you was always good to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, this is personal. Oh, you're talking about Tori? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Shit, that's it. Cheese, and for some reason, He took it upon himself to go there and make a personal decision that cheese wasn't important to me. And I'm just trying to figure out why. Here we go. All right.
Situation.
Especially self, you know how you corner a G. You know what I mean? You corner him, have a specific conversation about the cheese. You some bitches forgot my cheese last time. You know what I mean? All right, I digress.
G is little gods, so y'all know.
Yeah, that's all.
They're little gods.
That's all. All right, here we go. Now this one, I don't know. There's nothing here that would expect me to think Brother Pullen can pull this one out of his ass. His big brother would have a better shot at it only because of the age. But here we go. We're going to go at it anyway. For 52 points. This individual, this black man, this king, this Moor, is not from the city of Chicago and has absolutely no affiliation with the great city of Chicago ever. So what? And this is a 52 point. Here we go. This king was once knighted by the Queen Baphomet herself, Elizabeth II, in 1974. Once again, this black man, this king, this Moor, who's not from the city of Chicago, got himself dubbed a knight by the Queen Baphomet herself, Elizabeth II. And rest her soul to in 1974. That's the first clue. The second clue. This black man, this Moor, was raised and born in the Bahamas. No. Scratch that. Was raised in the Bahamas. First clue. Okay. Scratch that. First clue. Knighted by Queen Elizabeth in 1974. Black man. Free clue. Not from Chicago. All right. Was raised in the Bahamas, but wasn't born there because your next clue is was born in Miami. Black man. Born in Miami. Raised in the Bahamas. And got himself knighted by the Queen Baphomet herself, Elizabeth II, back in 1974. Who knows? Maybe he had a little hanky-panky. How'd he get knighted by the Queen? Huh? I'll knight you all right. You know what I mean? Take one for the team. You know what I mean? Here's what you're going to do here. You're going to get some reparations. Reparations. You saw what that black girl did to her son, her grandson.
Oh, my goodness.
Marcus Garvey.
Who said Marcus Garvey? We're going to mute him. Next clue. I don't know why you did that because the clues get more coherent. Why would you jump out there? There's somebody even said Marcus Garvey was from Jamaica. No. I think Cake was saying he was from the Caribbean. So, all right, here we go. Next clue. So, not from Chicago. Knighted by the Queen Baphomet, Elizabeth II herself in 1974. You were probably born that year, Money B. And this is the money ball, Money B. He was raised in the Bahamas, but was born in Miami, Florida. How could that happen? Would that mean his parents was? I don't want to give any free clues. Here we go. Number 3. Your next clue. Starred in Hollywood blockbuster film. Let's do it again.
Sidney Poitier.
So what was that?
Look at that.
So the reason for my hesitation was because I was like Harry Belafonte or Sidney Poitier. I could not.
But once he came out there and guessed wrong, all you had to do is keep waiting for
I was waiting.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, but hold on. So we gave him born in Miami was a clue. He paid for that one. He paid for raised in Bahamas. He paid for starred in Let's Do It Again. And he paid for knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. So that's 4. So that was a 52 pointer. And, we want to, acknowledge both of the guys who played in the game, right, Self? And we got some parting gifts. Let's unmute him.
So he got 52 points?
Yeah, he got 52 points for that one. And let's get the final score here. But we got some parting gifts for everybody. For your efforts, Brother Pullen. You get a free pass to Vibrate Love, all right, to you and your family. And every bit of love that you vibrate out there, it's going to come back to you tenfold. And to the winner, Money B, I think you won. Self still calculating the final score. I'm trying to be classy here. All right. People tell me I need to work on my class. So I'm being classy.
Nail biter. It's a nail biter.
Well, being classy with telling how it is.
You can give Money B what you gave me because that was a great gift. Thank you.
Landslide, 175 to 35.
Wow. Okay, so Money
none
B.
of these questions was made for Brother Pullen.
That's true. That's true.
And Money B, for your efforts, because we say here on the Self Love Show that your brain is in fact a muscle. Your body is just a vehicle. And I've been doing those push-ups and sit-ups. You're going to see me showing my cut here real soon with the rip. But my point is, Money B, your brain is a muscle. And you got to sit here and pay attention. I saw you digging deep. You got to reignite some of those synapses in your brain that you probably haven't used in years, right?
Very true.
Right. You probably even got something planted where you're going to drag your lovely wife, who I met, lovely Self, love her spirit. I mean, my God, seriously. Drag her back to Kingston. You guys going to open up do something. You know what I mean? Maybe once a year. Maybe drag me and my wife too. We can make it an annual trip. You know what I mean? We can do something good while we're there and have a great freaking time. That's what you get for your participation.
And I love that. Thank you.
Everything doesn't have to be monetary gifts, but I've taken up enough of you gentlemen's time. And Money B again, and Pancake, I know you out there, man. Thank you, brother. And Money B, man, I really appreciate you for stepping up, and doing this. And we hope that, you can come back on, some future panels, man. Love your insight, brother. Self Love and I, we talk a lot of foundational Black people stuff, and we just tell it how it is and how we feel, but that doesn't mean that we don't love you and we don't need you, and we don't understand that you guys are part of the same plight that we're going through. That you put on your skin, you're walking through the same supremacy that we're walking through. You know what I mean? We understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, we wanted your perspective as well. And Self Love, he keeps me in check a lot, and there's a and I'm gonna just say it for Black people. People talk about these people of color, and we all need to work together, and woo 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 and blah blah blah. But everybody doesn't feel the same way about everybody. Especially if they have another language that they can speak. So this is a whole nother topic. It could be a whole nother show. But at the end of the day, it's something my grandmother said, and I've heard this from other people on their deathbed, and I fancy to say, if I have the opportunity, when you ask them the meaning of life on their deathbed and you're out there in their last moment, I'm sure they all say, just, man, love each other, man. They say, man, don't care about none of this BS. Just love yourself and love your family and have as much fun as possible.
Facts. I'll be right back.
All right, bro. But that's what they say, Money B. So, man, yeah. So when we, get off on that, and for the pink people, and we get off, man, we're just talking on behalf of like the direct descendants of slavery in this country. That's all, and so we'll tell, you guys when you're down. And Money B, I've known you. You're down. Not that you need me to tell you that, and that's what I would tell all these people of color, that these liberals are throwing, these so-called liberals are, throwing in this pot. Everybody's perspective or point of view is going to be a little different, but we'll tell you when you're down, that's what I always, say to people, because I've had too many people play both sides of that coin, bro. You know, like I can't go back and say, fall back and say I'm Jamaican, or fall back and say I'm this and I'm that, and it's not your fault. You understand what I'm saying? I can't do any of that. And there's some Latino people that don't like me, that are racist, right? And so when people start talking about people of color, there's Asian people that don't like me. So then now they expect me to program myself to assume that all these people are fighting on my behalf when they hate me. And so that's part of what our show is filtering out, who's down and who's not. That's what we do, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I've always kind of been in the background when I'm listening to your show, or I'll as we say, chime and dip sometimes. But man, this platform that you guys have, man, I mean, it is, one that is very enlightening. And, the folks that you have on this show do that same thing, man. And all we are trying to do, to your point, is just uplift. So again, I really appreciate what you guys do.
Man, and respect, brother. Man, and mad respect, man. And we got to make that Jamaican trip happen for real, bro. You know what I mean?
We do. I'm overdue. We're overdue.
We all are. I tell Self, me and Self going down to the Delta at some point as we, keep hitting these accomplishments. We have certain bucket list items, that we're doing, bro. Like enjoying life. And we ask everybody to join us. We got a thing on here, bro. We're going to go up to the spot in Utah where they had the most sightings of shit, and we're going to rendezvous with the mothership. Why? Because we move mountains with our faith and our belief. And if the mothership is there and doesn't show up, Self lost hours. He's met an alien. Bro, I'm seeing stuff. I could show y'all, bro. I could show y'all stuff that they are releasing like yesterday. It's mind blowing. And for some reason, nobody wants to talk about it. The last will be first, and the first shall be last. Man, but if y'all ain't got nothing, Self, you got some parting words for them, but y'all show y'all self out, man. Love y'all.
One
love y'all. Thank you for your support. It does not go unnoticed. Just know that.
Man, facts.
Thank you. And
appreciate it. Appreciate it. I was gonna say it's been a while since I've seen Mr. Pullen, so great seeing him too. Really wish I could get a little more knowledge from Pancake, because he was dropping some knowledge,
wasn't he? Yeah, his perspective.
Yeah. I would definitely like to chop it up with him sometime to get some.
We're gonna get that together.
We're gonna get it together. And he came from Calumet High. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, and we wanted all of that. Man, got his degree. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
So. Yeah, we wanted to unpack all of that, man, and he had a lot to say. But we'll get to it, bro, and we'll get to it. And
step by step.
Yeah.
Ownership over slave ship. So we're gonna, have our own thing at some point, and where they can't cut it off.
Facts.
Definitely. Again, appreciate it. And to your point, I will see myself out. Yo,
Noopy. Yeah, man, that was fantastic. I really wish didn't have the issues with Cake.
Oh man, trying to hold on long.
We weren't trying.
It's like they couldn't understand it, and it's like,
oh no, they filtered them right out. Once the bathroom saw that topic, and the key words. He said it was the key words. He hit a lot of key words.
He did, really. He really did.
You remember Will did that one time he came on here, and especially when you're on that cell phone talking that crap, it's something about them cell phones, Self.
Yeah, we did 300 too, so.
Yeah, they're gonna be on us because you can't monetize, violating policies. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing a lot more research on that, but we moving in a good direction, G. We moving in a real good direction.
We're blessed, most deaf, and it's not even our path. It's been told to us for the most part. So
facts. It's already done, good brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it is already done. So let's see here. Y'all make sure you smash that like, share, subscribe. Smash that like, share, and subscribe. So we unpack some stuff today. I think all the brothers said you can be down residing outside of the Black community, but I think we can agree that we probably need to get back there if we're not there.
Yeah, we definitely need to make an area and then try to grow from there back to where we came from or what have you. But we need to be an example, a beacon of shining light, and we need to do that uncorrupted, is my personal opinion, by the crazy politics of Chicago.
Correct. I mean, Self, that's your family's land, and somebody can print up fiat money and come give it to you, and then they have that. You know what I mean? Right? The land is what we want.
Absolutely.
The paper money is worthless.
Facts.
But tomorrow we want y'all to check it out. We got Dr. Coney dropping in. So before we go into Wordsmith's final word, if we can get production just to run that clip. It's the Dr. Coney promo. It's 2 minutes, 27 seconds. You can see that right here on TATN. As long as the Baphomet doesn't shut us down.
Be successful, and so I do what it takes to be successful. And that is, when I go home, I study and do my work and go to class.
Kind of corny stuff.
Well, it works.
Diabetic retinopathy, damaged blood vessels in the retina begin to leak fluids and blood. When this fluid leaks, it can cause the macula to swell or thicken. This is called diabetic macular edema, or DME, and it is the most common cause of vision loss for people with diabetes.
Two student athletes walking from a swim meet, ambushed. One shot, one robbed. It happened last night near Lindblom Math and Science Academy.
So my name is Joseph Coney. I'm a retina specialist here in Northeast Ohio. I'm in private practice at a Retina Associates of Cleveland, which covers the Northeast Ohio. I was brought up in Chicago on the south side.
The 17-year-old who was rushed to University of Chicago Hospital.
Very little means. Went through high school in an urban area, predominantly African American school, and found myself at University of Illinois.
Parents, staff, and city officials come together to talk safety and solutions.
Yeah, I've been waiting on this one.
Yeah.
Been waiting on that.
Blessing in the making.
Man. Mañana. Always mañana. You guys like, share, and subscribe, and self-love. If you go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Well, today. Final words. I've absorbed the breath of the show. And community is about unity. No matter where you are. It's about like mind. It's about a different state of mind. And it's really going to be about the community that we build. It's going to be a beacon of shining light. So, y'all want to be down with that type of movement? Make sure you share this with like minds so we can grow. Y'all already know. Love y'all. Thanks so much for your support. And like y'all constant supporters, man, y'all already know. When we go, we rolling together. R.I.P. to DMX, man. Giant.
Man, rest up, boy. All that pain finally gone, bro. Rest up, X.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Well said, Self Love. That is well said, and this goes out to X. Don't cut us off YouTube. Everybody been playing X. But here we go. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Facts. Murder is suicide.
An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
Greed plus ego over fear, slavery.
Charity plus humility times love, freedom.
Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
Fear ain't real.
Vibrate love.
Forgiveness and charity. It's the highest vibrations of that love.
So, do something charitable for an enemy.
Hurt people hurt people.
Healthy people heal people.
Free Jeff Fort.
Free Larry Hoover.
Free my guys, man. Let my people go.
Yeah, man, prison is slavery.
Y'all silverbacks. Walk on dihydromonoxide. Right? Get off that couch. Walk on some water. Be like Pedro.
Man, let's move mountains.
Mountains, bro? Mountains?
Yeah, bro. That's what we on, ain't we?
That mountain?
Yeah, that mountain right there. That's where we're gonna move, and we're gonna set up shop.
How, G?
Hey, just need the faith of a mustard seed. Together we got way more than we need.